And supports a House-passed bill to fund the government through September, setting the stage for work on his agenda in the next budget. But bipartisan support is needed for that bill to advance in the Senate.
A government shutdown could hinge on whether Democrats are willing to break a filibuster on the GOP's stopgap spending bill. Democrats say they want to vote on their own interim plan, which would fund the government through the middle of April.
Fox's Chad Pergram, the new Senate Majority Leader, says Democrats should have passed appropriations bills when they still had the majority. President Trump says he hopes Russia's president agrees to a ceasefire with Ukraine.
He put out a very promising statement, but it wasn't complete. And yeah, I'd love to meet with him or talk to him. But we have to get it over with fast.
This as he meets today with the head of NATO. America is listening to Fox News.
If you're living
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Victims of momentum. Nothing on radar, keeping it sunny and in the upper 70s today and tomorrow before storms move in. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 3:02.
Along with their inability to make a shot here the last 4 minutes has led to a 4-minute, 27-second scoring drought.
You couldn't make it happen as Oregon overcame their lead in the last half in a Big Ten tournament matchup heard here on 93 WIBC and the IU Radio Network. The final was 72-59.
And the Hoosiers will be out of the Big Ten tournament.
Another heads up about the severe weather expected Friday night and Saturday. National Weather Service forecaster Cody Moore says when the storms come in, you may be asleep.
A lot of people are going to be asleep during this event, so first and foremost, make sure you have a way to get alerted if you're going to be asleep during this time. So we have to issue any warnings for the strong storms coming in.
As far as warnings go, several counties had issues with storm sirens during the statewide tornado drill this week, so the best thing you can do is make sure you have your own way of getting warnings, like he said, and a place to get to shelter. Down in Gibson County, the emergency manager there says sirens didn't go off on the southeast and west side of Princeton. They are looking into it. In Hancock County, some sirens didn't go off there either. And in Marion County, the sirens didn't go off at first, but did when they were tested again. And they expect to test those sirens again tomorrow. Extensive and deliberate vandalism of some houses under construction in the Pembroke neighborhood in Danville. Police sure would like to catch the people responsible and may have them on video. They believe it happened Saturday, and if you know anything about it, police would appreciate a call. If you bought a Hoosier lottery ticket for Wednesday's drawing and didn't buy it in Tell City, you didn't win the big prize. Whomever it was that bought that ticket, though, won the third largest jackpot ever, more than $42 million. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
What a day.
You're working too hard.
We're both working too hard, with even less to show for it.
What's this?
It's the bills for Tracy's procedure.
This is outrageous.
I know. And Mom just said her prescriptions went up again.
How can working people afford this?
These medical bills are crushing our finances, and these hospitals and insurance groups are making record profits.
You know, I read Indiana has the 9th highest healthcare costs in the nation, and prescription drug costs are out of control.
That's why I voted for Mike Braun. He has a plan to reform Indiana's broken healthcare system. Braun's plan calls for billing transparency, increased access, and lower costs for all Hoosiers.
I hear you. It's good to know help is on the way. Mike Braun's plan will offer real relief for our family budget.
Sign the petition for Braun's healthcare plan at HoosierHope.org. Join Mike Braun's fight for healthcare reform today. Paid for by HoosierHope.org.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, Chris, inbound 65, stop and go 29th at 2 Meridian Penn. And eastbound 70 slow from Belmont to the south split, a 4-minute delay there. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Sunny and warm, near record temperatures this afternoon. Today's high 75, partly cloudy tonight, calm, not as chilly, a low 54. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it! My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. Richard Allen's lawyers appealing the Delphi murders verdict. He was found guilty, murdering those two girls in Delphi. Some video was leaked out, that full video footage, the bridge guy footage, where the police released some audio of it down the hill. You remember that?
Yes.
And do you think this has anything to do with that, Hammer?
Well, the video that was leaked last night, intentionally leaked, on this Richard Allen defense website, it's like 43 seconds long. You see the two young ladies walking on the bridge. You hear them. It's kind of cold out, so they're sniffling a little bit. At one point, you hear one of the young ladies say, "Stay close to me," or something along those lines. Yeah, and then very faintly, like in the back, if you listen closely, it's almost hard to hear, but you hear Bridgeman, whoever that may be, "Hey, down the hill."
And it's very, like, at its base, I mean, very just, it's so heartbreaking because the girls say hi to him. Like, they're nice to him.
Right.
If you watch the video, they say hi. And it's awful. It's heartbreaking. You don't see, again, it's a 43-second video.
Right. There's nothing grisly on it that was released. There's not a lot of, like, moments where you go, "Oh, wow, this changes everything." That's not what you're going to find on that video at all.
So you don't think that's what... I mean, this appeal's been in the works well before this video was leaked.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Who's leaking this stuff?
Some think it would be the defense team. But I don't know that for a fact. But this 43-second, I keep calling it a leaked video, doesn't really change, I don't think, anything. You do see Bridgeman walk up. You hear very faintly in the back, he makes some sort of small talk. "Hey, down the hill."
Yeah.
And then you see the cell phone. It's like pointed at the ground. You hear some sniffles, but it's not like these girls were running. It was a cold day out. So
no, when they say hi to him, for some reason that got me. You know what I mean? They're trying to be nice to the guy or whatever, but I think they also know that something is up. And when that part of it, just to me, it's the basic human level. Whoever this guy was, whether it be Richard Allen, whether it be if the guy's still out there, I hate watching that stuff. I hate watching that kind of thing. That human interaction where the girl, "Hi," and then moments later, both their lives are gone.
So forever. The question, I guess, everybody needs to ask, is Bridgeman Richard Allen? The court, the jury said yes, but there were a lot of interesting moments in that trial to where one could say reasonable doubt crept in, and that's the whole purpose behind this appeal.
Not to the jury. I mean, obviously, you and I speculated about it. The gun guy, Guy Relford, we had him do a whole thing about this, about the ending of that trial. But you weren't one of the jurors. You weren't in the courtroom, so you don't know tone, tenor, emotion, the looks on people's faces.
That's why I wanted cameras in the courtroom.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Because we said from the very beginning, full transparency. That's what these victims' families deserve. And I think that's what the community deserves after this long process of trying to find this monster that did this to these beautiful young ladies. Full transparency. No questions at all about what went on. And we did not get that because a judge who previously loved having cameras in the courtroom decided this case was going to be too big and we don't want cameras in the courtroom. Kind of a 180 there, and because of that and some other issues, the pool reporting that we received from the selected journalists that were a part of that trial, that's all we could go by, their shared notes. The defense team has filed an appeal. We are keeping our eye on the weather tomorrow night. Wind and storms possible, Nige.
What?
Could see some tornado activity in parts of the WIBC listening area late Friday night. So not tonight, late tomorrow night into the overnight hours on Saturday. We're going to have Marcus Bailey on the show tomorrow, but start laying the groundwork right now. Be weather ready, because with these warm temperatures, we could see some action. Big wind gusts are expected tomorrow night.
It's been nice.
Turning our attention to some national news here. Let me ask you a question. Who has been the most solid performer of Donald Trump's staffers so far? And it doesn't just have to be cabinet members, right? It could be Caroline Leavitt. How about Tom Homan, the face of ICE? Here's Tom Homan speaking yesterday to reporters in New York City. Some reporter asks Homan, do you think law enforcement, specifically in New York, have the resources to cooperate with ICE and also conduct public safety?
These officers, they don't get paid a lot of money, but they want to protect their community, and they know someone's here illegally, and they can help not only remove them from the community, remove them from the country, make the community safer. They're all in. And I don't think it takes a lot of... Rather than arresting the same guy 5 times, arrest him once, give him an us. You don't arrest him anymore. I think it's going to relieve a lot of officers' time on the streets. And plus, we're talking about, again, I'm not asking the immigration officer. I'm talking about let us in your jail to arrest a bad guy in the jail. That way the PD's not dealing with him anymore when he goes out and recommits.
That's a great point. Like, you know, let us arrest them once so the police officers don't have to arrest these clowns 5 times because of your bad prosecutors and woke judges.
Yeah, I think the best performer on Trump's staff, that's a loaded question. I mean, Homan's doing his job. Elon Musk is doing his job. Rubio, Secretary of State's doing a bang-up job. And then you mentioned Leavitt. You're talking about Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary, White House press secretary. She's badass.
She is.
She knows her stuff.
Good save.
And she does not put up with the crap that press corps gives her.
Yeah, watching Homan blast those people yesterday was great. But another name you brought up, Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio has been rock solid. When we spoke to Tony Kennett the other day on his weekly hit with us, that was his choice for the guy that's gone above and beyond in this first month plus. Take a listen to Marco Rubio yesterday talking about this student at Columbia that was allegedly the ringleader of the pro-Hamas, anti-Israel protests. Should he be deported? Is this a violation of freedom of speech? Here's Marco Rubio.
When you come to the United States as a visitor, which is what a visa is, which is how this individual entered this country, as on a visitor's visa, you are here as a visitor. We can deny you that visa. We can deny you that if you tell us when you apply, hi, I'm trying to get into the United States on a student visa. I am a big supporter of Hamas, a murderous, barbaric group that kidnaps children, that rapes teenage girls, that takes hostages, that allows them to die in captivity, that returns more bodies than live hostages. If you tell us that you are in favor of a group like this, and if you tell us when you apply for your visa, and by the way, I intend to come to your country as a student and rile up all kinds of anti-Jewish student, anti-Semitic activities, I intend to shut down your universities. If you told us all these things when you applied for a visa, we would deny your visa. I hope we would.
What I like about Marco Rubio is that he's passionate. He lays out the facts in a way where it doesn't sound like he's screaming at you or yelling at you, but he's also got his convictions, right? You're not going to change his mind. He's been rock solid for Donald Trump, whether it's going to these international meetings, trying to broker peace deals, or dealing with this stuff. I mean, go back to when he was just being rumored for this position with the Trump administration. He was being recorded by some anti-Israel protester, and he handled it calmly, but also with conviction.
Senator Rubio, will you call for ceasefire?
No, I will not. On the contrary.
Rubio,
are you filming it? I want you guys to get this. I want them to destroy every element of Hamas they can get their hands on. These people are vicious animals who did horrifying crimes, and I hope you guys post that.
And what about the civilians that are being killed every day?
Hamas should stop hiding behind civilians, putting civilians in the way. Hamas knew that this was going to lead to this. So Hamas should stop building their military installations underneath hospitals.
So you don't care that 15,000 have died? You don't care about the babies that are being killed?
I think it's terrible, and I think Hamas is 100% to blame. That's what I think. Make sure you post that, please.
Wow, I love the beginning of that. Are you filming this? Are you recording this? Yeah, make sure you post this and tell everybody. She thought she had him cornered.
Right. Make sure you tag me in it, too, so I can see it and retweet it a few times. Yeah, I think it's a tie right now between Rubio and Homan. Lean Rubio. Homan's not too far behind, though. All right, Matt Baer, what's going on?
Hammer looking at southbound 65 stop and go traffic 29th to Meridian Penn. It's a 4-minute delay. Eastbound 70 stop and go from Harding to the south split in a crash on the east side. This is 10th and Jefferson. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping and code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Man, beautiful day.
Yes.
Another awesome one. Sunshine and 72.
Wow.
At the American Standard Heating Weather Center. We're locked and loaded this afternoon. Senator Jim Banks calling in a little bit after 5. Representative Andrew Ireland talking some property taxes and more here in Indy. That's coming up after 4. But up next, how about a little music, Nige?
Music?
Our friends at the Indianapolis Public Safety Pipes and Drums Group.
Oh, I saw these guys on the news this morning. Yeah.
They are gearing up for St. Patty's Day.
They're here?
They're going to come in here and rock out a little bit, if that's all right. We'll do that next.
Nobody likes a cold shower. LD Smith has hot deals on water heaters. Save up to $300 on a new water heater installed.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Advanced solutions from Comcast Business help turn today's enterprises into engines of modern business. It's how retailers become logistics mastering, supply chain transforming, seamlessly restocking, frictionless paying favorite shopping destinations.
Thank you for shopping.
And how nationwide restaurants become customer focusing, touchscreen ordering,
second window, please,
rapidly customizing, quick serving eateries. It's how we turn financial firms into market tracking, client servicing, cyber securing economic engines.
Loan approved. Congratulations.
And how hospitals become the patient scanning, data managing, welcome to the worlding, life-changing healthcare facilities that we all depend on. With leading networking and connectivity, advanced cybersecurity, and expert partnership, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business, powering possibilities. Restrictions apply.
Well, sure. Of course, we're all excited that spring is almost here in central Indy, but this month when the weather still can't make up its mind and it's going back and forth between warm and cold, Hoosiers get a very specific type of roadway March Madness. It's called potholes, and they're a pain, but you know what? It's one of the reasons why I'm a AAA member. Peace of mind for the roadside assistance. I've had flat tires on the side of the road because of potholes. AAA has been there for me every time.
And if you're having tire issues, AAA's got you covered with their mobile tire service, My Pit Crew. They bring the tire shop to you. I've used this service before, and now that I got my 2 boys driving, this service protects the whole family. So if you don't have a spare, My Pit Crew from AAA, these guys are the best. MyPitCrew.com. You pick out the tires and schedule the install. Join AAA today. AAA members get a discount on My Pit Crew. You can get a AAA membership by calling 844-GO-AAA-GO or stop by any AAA office. AAA.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Hi, I'm Charlie Comer from Comer & Cross Premium Garage Floor Coatings. When your garage floor has stains, cracks, and pits, it makes your whole garage look bad. And a bad epoxy job looks even worse. Look, spring will be here on March 20th. For your best price of the year on your new garage floor, basement, or patio, and installation this spring, please call me now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Guaranteed, a Comer & Cross concrete floor coating won't chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. In one day, we make it so easy. We move your stuff out for you. We fix the cracks and pits perfectly. And apply your gleaming new Comer & Cross concrete floor in 6 stages, just in time for spring. For your best price of the year on your new garage floor, basement, or patio, and installation by spring, please call me now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Or go to COMERcross.com.
During tax season, your info travels lots of places you can't control.
W-2 arriving from payroll platform 3.
Everything criminals need to steal your identity is on your W-2.
Last call for accountant and home office, 1 minute.
LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second.
Tax preparation data centers with service to IRS. All aboard.
If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Are you wanting comfort at half the price? Now's the time because Lazy Boy and Smith Brothers are 50% off with extra discounts for cash. Thinking about getting outside soon? Berlin Gardens and Pollywood Outdoor Furniture are up to 20% off during the early season sale. Hurry in to Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Sale ends Monday with free delivery.
Want to find out what real retirement planning is all about? Tune in to Expedition Retirement with Greg Ayler, Sunday mornings at 7 on WIBC.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Yeah, hello. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with some very special guests in studio.
My man Brett is here. Brett Havlin and the Indianapolis Public Safety Pipes and Drum Group is here.
Hey guys, what's up?
Brett, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having us.
So tell us about this little group that we've got standing back here that look a little menacing, but also look like a fun group to party with at the same time.
They all look like they either want to play the bagpipes or kick our asses.
Maybe both. I don't know.
It depends on how the night goes, right?
Right.
So we're Indianapolis Public Safety Pipes and Drums. We're made up of firefighters, police officers, EMS personnel, anything public safety from across Indiana.
So what type of events do you guys perform at?
It's a good question. So we actually do funerals, line of duty funerals for any fallen police officer, firefighter, any EMS personnel. We travel all over the state of Indiana. We also travel across the United States for any fallen firefighter, police officer, EMS personnel.
When you guys do those types of events, and Nigel and I are fortunate enough to be friends with some of the family members who have lost loved ones in the line of duty. When you do those types of events, like how personal is it for you? Because I don't know about you, like when I would DJ those types of things, you don't want to screw that up. There's a lot of pressure because you want that family to feel like you're getting the very best. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. It's very personal for me. I lost my best friend in the line of duty in 2008. So that's why I joined the Pipes and Drums. It's my way of giving back a little bit because these guys came together for me in our moment of loss, our grief. So we try to give that back to let the family know that we appreciate the ultimate sacrifice that their loved one gave.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So tell me who we got back here. Let's give everybody a little love here.
Absolutely. We got Dan Davis, who's one of our founding members. He helped form this group back in the early 90s. We got Kent Evans here, Spencer Brown. Spencer Brown is also our quartermaster for the band. We got Charlie Brown back there. Yes, his name is Charlie Brown.
My man.
Yeah. And then we have Adam Friday that came all the way down here from Gary, Indiana to help us out. So
who's like the captain of this group? Like in the event you guys are playing a football game,
isn't it?
Who goes out for the coin toss, right?
You. Is it Brett?
Well, I'm the.
They're all pointing at you.
Yeah, I'm the drum major for the band. So yeah, unfortunately, I have to take that lump. How's that?
So St. Patty's Day right around the corner,
Yes, sir.
and I would imagine this is one of the fun events you guys get to be part of.
Absolutely. We were talking earlier. As newscasters, you have to report a lot of the negative, right?
Sure.
So when you get something like this in the studio, it's more fun, right? It's the same thing for us with St. Patrick's Day. We're not playing a funeral. We're not mourning. We actually get out, have a good time.
Right. People like Nigel and I that are drinking green beers by 9 o'clock in the morning, and we're ready to hear some music and be festive and do all the things.
And you can have a little toast today if you want to.
Yeah, you brought us a little libation here, Nigel.
Oh, my gosh. Yes, please. Hammer, twist that open, please. I'm not joking. What's so funny?
We may have a little sipperoonie here, but you guys have prepared a little something for us, right?
That's correct. We'd like to play a little bit for you if that's okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what do we got here? What are we going to hear?
Well, we're going to hear our 4/4 sets called Scotland the Brave and Minstrel Boy. So if you don't mind, I'll go ahead and kick it off for you guys.
And if you don't mind, I'm going to crack this open.
Have at it. Pipes and drums. 4/4. At a halt. Quick. March.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir. That's awesome. God,
Do
you guys are good.
You understand how amazing that sounds, right? I mean, you're under the. You've been doing this for a while. All you guys know are probably maybe used to the fact. Not everybody is used to that fact. When I see this in person, I am blown away.
So I've been doing this since 2008, and I can tell you that to this day, Amazing Grace still gets me.
Yes.
Oh my
Absolutely.
God. Yes.
To this very day.
Yeah.
Brett is here with the Indianapolis Public Safety Pipes and Drums. So before we get out of here, two things. Number one, if somebody is interested in hearing you guys play or what you guys do, where can they find information?
So we're going to be playing, obviously, the parade. We're going to be doing that. We do the memorial at 10 o'clock at the local Union Hall. Then we'll be up and down Mass Avenue playing some stuff. We'll be in Carmel. You'll see us at the Brockway Pub, the Goat, Danny Boy Brew Works. On Saturday, we're doing something new for one of my friends. We're going up to the Americana in Lebanon. My buddy Craig Melton has a restaurant up there that we're going to go up there and play at 7 o'clock on Saturday. So,
Do you guys are you in stiff competition with the Gordon Pipers? Like, is it a Braveheart thing where you guys are like on one hill and the Pipers are on the other hill?
It's
and
West
you're
Side
like,
Story, man. No, actually, Doug Hardwick, leader of the Gordons, great friend. They're a wonderful band. We really appreciate them. They help us out. We help them out.
Okay.
So, yeah, absolutely.
That was incredible, guys.
Okay, so this is what I want to go to commercial break with. I want Nigel to do a dramatic shot. So I'm going to need help from the drum guy in the back. Could you give us a drum roll? And then when Nigel takes the shot of the Irish whiskey that you brought, we'll wrap it up and go to break. Okay. I want this to be a dramatic shot here, Nigel.
Wait, of whiskey?
Out of the bottle, like you were drinking just seconds ago. Yes. Drum roll, please.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is. That's how it's done. Man, you guys are awesome. Good luck. Have a great time, and we appreciate you guys coming in.
Thanks for having us. We really appreciate it.
Brett Avalon of the Indianapolis Public Safety Pipes and Drums. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERV.
In the lives of your children, this change can be good or bad. The outcome depends greatly on the attorney that you choose. So interview more than one attorney. Family law experience, especially trial experience, is important, but so is temperament and judgment. Also, remember to consider Cordell & Cordell. We've been serving men in divorce for over 30 years.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Indianapolis area attorneys. 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1250, Indianapolis, Indiana 46204.
The Indianapolis Ballet, the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra, and Clues Memorial Hall unite to present the timeless classic ballet, Swan Lake, March 28th and 29th. This collaboration features gorgeous costumes and sets, with full orchestra bringing to life Tchaikovsky's beautiful score, and conducted by the ISO's Jack Everly. Don't miss Indianapolis Ballet's Swan Lake at Clues Hall, March 28th and 29th. Tickets on sale at indieballet.org.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
You might call this one a bit incendiary. Sunny right now, sunny Thursday, and sunny Friday before the heat and cold mix, giving you some storms Friday night. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. President Trump is going after Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. During his Oval Office meeting with Ireland's Prime Minister Wednesday, Trump called the first Jewish Senate leader in U.S. history a Palestinian.
And Schumer is a Palestinian as far as I'm concerned. You know, he's become a Palestinian. He used to be Jewish. He's not Jewish anymore. He's a Palestinian.
Trump was criticizing Democrats when he said that. Schumer has been critical of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. And during a rally last summer, Trump called Schumer a proud member of Hamas. Trump also taking a dig at the European Union.
The EU was set up in order to take advantage of the United States.
He was commenting on new tariffs announced by the EU while meeting with that same prime minister in the Oval Office. The president said the U.S. will do reciprocal tariffs. He added that the economy is doing very well right now because he won the election. He also says the prices for eggs and oil have come down since he's been back in office. Heated tobacco products being discussed in the Indiana General Assembly this afternoon.
Will there be ability to add more flavors to that, like bubble gum or whatever flavor it is?
No. The only reason that we can even sell tobacco flavor, if you call it a flavor, is because of an FDA pre-clearance process, right?
Testimony from a representative of Philip Morris International on HTPs that use heat rather than burning tobacco. The ask is that they be taxed the same as cigarettes and not as vaping products under a Senate bill concerning several possible tax changes. Small nuclear reactors could be used for the first time in the United States in Indiana if utility companies get the support from the General Assembly that they're looking for in the form of a new law. The bill, which passed a House committee Tuesday, would allow companies to recoup costs for design, environmental analysis, and permitting from you, the ratepayer. Most Americans have a negative opinion of Elon Musk. That's what a new survey from CNN says. They found that 62% of the people who responded say Musk doesn't have the necessary experience for the role, and a similar number doubt the Tesla CEO's judgment. That includes 28% who say the changes to the federal government are needed. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
You wake up feeling like you just boxed 12 rounds. Some wake up sweating with sore jaws, headaches, and a lot of our patients complain of brain fog. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula, and these signs, often joined with snoring, are sleep apnea symptoms. And if this sounds like you may have been in a struggle last night between you and this serious disorder. Many people aren't willing to fight back. But the fact is, you can't go through these nightly struggles without ramifications that each night chip away at your life's expiration date. I get it. You don't want to wear a CPAP mask. You may find out you don't need one. We have every effective sleep apnea solution available. And believe me, the mask is the last resort.
It's time to take action to stop your sleep struggle. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
Yeah, Chris, southbound 65, a 5-minute delay from 29th to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 slow from Harding Street into the South Split. On the south side, eastbound 465 stop and go from 31 over to Emerson Avenue. Crashing on the east side, 10th at Jefferson and 34th at Emerson Avenue. Traffic sponsored by B Window right now at bwindow.com. Get $850 off per patio or entry door and $400 off per window plus 2.99% financing. B Window, proud to be employee owned. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
We are generally clear and quiet for our Thursday evening. Low temperature around 52 degrees. We'll be all the way up near 80 by Friday afternoon under partly cloudy skies, but a lot of wind and storms in the evening. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Renner Sudas for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hey, my name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is over there. So, Pootie Tang, Russian President Vladimir Putin, saying he is agreeing in principle with a United States proposal for a 30-day ceasefire in Ukraine. Ukraine's already agreed to the ceasefire. But there's always buts in these things.
Right.
Hammer. There's always buts and then like a couple periods, but ... But, I mean, basically Russians saying, yeah, we'll agree to the 30-day thing. That this is going to give them time to replenish their supplies. And there's no way that the people that were negotiating this ceasefire didn't know that was going to be the reply.
Correct.
They understand that was what was going to happen.
Russia's coming at this from a point of strength and leverage. They're winning this war. So I get Ukraine wants a 30-day ceasefire basically to catch their breath. In basketball terms, since it's March Madness, they had to call a TO, baby. They had to call a timeout to catch their breath and stop the momentum.
Yeah.
And Russia knows what they're doing.
They're the ones that sent a bunch of drones into Russia just a couple of days ago, killed a couple of people in Moscow.
Yes, right. And I'm waiting for all the numbnuts with like fake profile pictures on Twitter and the trolls on the YouTube chat. You're Putin apologists. You love Pootie-tang. I grew up thinking Russia was the bad guy. Like, it blows people's minds when you simply point out, yeah, Russia sucks, but this guy over here in Ukraine might be a crook too. Like, both things can be true.
There's a perfect illustration of what you just described on something we talked about earlier this week, which was the Tucker Carlson Cuomo podcast. That is, Carlson's been to Russia a couple of times, and Cuomo, Alfredo, as he's known, just can't believe that Tucker is on. He's not on the side of Russia, but he's trying to explain to people, yeah, they're both bad guys, or at least not both bad guys, but they're both. Yeah, somebody stepped over a red line. NATO's involved. Here's what's going on. There's other people that can't understand at all the other side's thinking.
For my Chicago Cub fans, this is what it's like. If there's a bench-clearing brawl between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Chicago White Sox, I don't like any of these people. One may be worse than the other one, but it's not like, I'm rooting for one side here. I want the whole thing to be done, and that's this war in Russia and Ukraine. I, as a taxpayer, I'm sick and tired of funding the damn thing. I'm sick of this money and resources going to an inevitable outcome for two countries that really don't even like us. And stop with the Ukraine as an ally crap. If you listed the top 10 United States allies, Ukraine's not on that. Hell, it might not even be on the top 20.
Yeah.
For years, they hated the United States. I get new leadership, new people, but they were Team Saddam Hussein when the United States and Iraq were having a little back and forth. So let's not act like this is the UK or Israel here.
Ukraine liked the Obama administration, oddly enough.
They love the Biden administration, too. Maybe they had dirt on Hunter.
Yeah.
Maybe they like those blank checks coming in return. I don't know, but yeah, let's stop with the "you must be a Russian plant" from some anonymous fake profile troll. Because all the trolls on social media, most of them have a fake profile picture. Whether it's the curmudgeon or somebody else, it's never a real picture of themselves. It's always some stupid stock picture. Like, troll us all you want. Maybe you'll get blocked, maybe you won't. But the picture in our profile is Hammer and Nigel. That's who we are. That's what we look like. We've been asking this question for a couple of weeks now. Who is the leader? Who is the face of the Democrat Party in America right now?
Dylan Mulvaney.
I'm not ruling it out, Nige. Like, if David Hall can be second in charge of the DNC, maybe Dylan Mulvaney is leading the charge here. I don't know.
The two Dylans.
Yesterday, we had Tommy Lahren on Fox News and Outkick.
I miss Tommy.
She brought the heat, man, as she always does. And we asked her that very question yesterday. Who's leading the Democrats?
And I don't think anybody wants to be the face, to be quite honest with you. I think Jasmine Crockett, she likes to look at herself, and she likes the social media fame, and she likes to be viral. And I think that she's cosplaying as Cardi B for attention. I don't think that she's really that ratchet and ghetto, like a hip-hop star. I think she's actually pretty well educated and quite eloquent and well-spoken, but she chooses to act like that for attention. But I don't think anybody wants to be the leader of the Democrat Party. You know, Nancy Pelosi, I think she's an evil genius. She said, listen, this party is going down, and I'm not going down with it. So she gave Hakeem Jeffries the reins. He can't get anybody in line like Nancy could, and I don't think anybody wants to be the face of what this party looks like right now.
Wow. Throwing in Crockett. She's the representative out of Texas. That the new thing with the people with the Democrats in the House and the Senate too is that they always cuss when they're on a public platform, and that's Crockett's thing.
To try to appeal to some younger voters, you have to look edgy, right?
Right.
Because for whatever reason, Democrats lost younger voters this past election. They did these stupid, cringeworthy videos. They're still putting them out. The Choose Your Fighter.
So bad.
That one video during the election where Old Balls Tim Walz was playing video games with AOC and has no idea what he's talking about, despite the fact he's a football coach.
I forgot.
Maybe I should run the pick six. Yeah, that's a play you can run, Tim.
I forgot his nickname.
Old Balls.
Governor of Minnesota, Old Balls, Tim Walz.
But Politico, they come to the table.
Wow.
They come to the table today and say, you know what? Maybe there is a face to lead the Democrats.
Buddha, 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 judge rocking everywhere.
Oh,
Buddha,
wow.
Buddha, judge rocking everywhere. Buddha, 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 judge rocking everywhere.
Maybe.
Buddha, 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 judge rocking everywhere.
So the libs over at Politico, Pencil Neck and all his cronies, they are reporting that Mayor Pete Buttigieg will not be running for the open Senate seat in his new state of Michigan. And they believe it's because he's laying the groundwork to run as the Democrat nominee for president in 2028.
He's not going to do the Senate thing. Does he want to be governor?
I don't think he wants to be governor. I think he is in it to win it to be the nominee.
Hey, look, I mean, Obama was kind of a nobody before he became a breakout star, like a lightning in a bottle.
Right.
So, okay.
He's going to be
All
the
right.
media darling.
I'm listening.
You know he's going to be. He was before he was on a national stage. Seth Meyers used to have him on his late night show all the time when he was the bad mayor of South Bend, Indiana.
Okay, but okay, that's the difference between him and Barack Obama then is Buttigieg got elected to the mayor of South Bend and then was appointed after that and had a national platform in the military, gay, I mean, I'm not saying probably a very good orator.
Oh, yeah.
And that counts for something. I mean, just look what happened with Obama.
He's good in debates. He's a decent speech giver.
But at least Obama had a political career that was beyond a mayor in a crappy little town up north. Yeah,
Pothole Pete, as he was known as up in South Bend.
Pothole Pete, yeah.
And you were up in South Bend at a Garth Brooks concert under his leadership, and the cab drivers and the Uber drivers were like, you probably shouldn't be walking out in the conditions right now.
Well, I think they had more. It didn't have anything to do with the potholes where we were at. We had just wandered into a part of South Bend where we shouldn't have been looking for an Uber.
Correct.
What are you guys doing here? Get in the car now.
But wait a minute. Seth Meyers told me it was a paradise up there under Pete Buttigieg. How could he be a bad mayor when he's gay, Nige? How could he be a bad mayor when he served our country, Nige? That's all they're going to play. That's the only cards that he has. He's gay and he served our country. That's it. Everything else he's done is kind of been bad at. Now, he won a couple primaries. Like a couple years back in that presidential cycle, I think he won the first two, and then he ran out of money, ran out of donors, and the DNC machine hitched their wagon to Joe Biden. So maybe he is going to be the guy. I don't know, but if you're the Democrats, at least there's somebody. Like, you don't have to look at Jasmine Crockett and AOC and Ilhan Omar and think they're the future of the party.
I mean, the only reason why Jasmine Crockett anybody knows who she is because she goes toe to toe with Marjorie Taylor Greene and some people like that are in Congress.
But no Republican would say that Large Marge is like the leader of the Republicans, though.
True.
Like they're looking for
That's
identity.
a good point. Yeah.
Now, let's go back to old balls Tim Walz, okay? Because he had a big, groundbreaking announcement earlier. If you thought the news about Mayor Pete possibly running for president in 2028 was big,
okay,
Tim Walz, he's launching a national town hall tour where he's going to be doing nothing but criticizing Donald Trump. Tickets are available.
Tickets are free. Actually, tickets, we will pay you to go to this town hall.
Who sits at home and thinks, you know what? I don't have anything to do tonight.
Man.
Old Balls is down there at the local VFW. You want to go check out his town hall? Sure. Or do you want to stay home and do absolutely nothing? Sign me up for choice B.
Barkeep Vodka, these guys are local, and they've got a product that is smooth, as smooth as vodka we've ever tasted. It's a better value than almost all the other top-shelf vodkas, and they have this new compression filtering process that reduces the bite and the burn and the aftertaste. It's delicious.
A better vodka at a lower price, and it's made in Indy, distilled with corn from Indiana farmers. When you see the bottle of Barkeep Vodka, that's the one you want to grab. BarkeepVodka.com. Log on right now. Check out that list of locations.
Thousands of Hoosier veterans are struggling with homelessness, unemployment, and other urgent needs. With your help, Veteran Support Network provides housing, job training, food, and emergency assistance. And every dollar stays in Indiana. Veteran Support Network, in partnership with Dreisky Moving and Storage in Westfield, working together to support local veterans. Go to VeteransSupportNetwork.org to help with rent, utilities, auto repairs, home repairs, and more. Stand with Indiana veterans. Donate now at VeteransSupportNetwork.org.
Are you ready to build your custom dream home? Joyner Homes is ready to make your dream come true. Over 18 years, Joyner Homes, based out of Greenfield, have built hundreds of homes in central Indiana, and the best place to start is JoynerHomes.com. That's where you'll find pricing, photos of completed Joyner homes to inspire you, available home sites, and info on where you can visit their model homes and a lot more. Be sure to check out Joyner Homes' 5-star Google reviews. Get started today at JoynerHomes.com.
During tax season, your info travels lots of places you can't control.
W-2 arriving from payroll platform 3.
Everything criminals need to steal your identity is on your W-2.
Last call for accountant and home office, 1 minute.
LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second.
Tax preparation data centers with service to IRS. All aboard.
If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Good times are always in stock at Crown Liquors and have been since 1989. For a limited time, get throwback pricing. Svedka Vodka half gallons are only $9.99. Jack Daniel's 750s only $17.99. Don Julio Reposado only $39.99. Josh Seller's Cab only $12.99. And Mayomi Pinot Noir only $15.99. Pick up ice cold 12 packs of 16-ounce Bud Miller Coors Family only $14.99. Huge savings on top sellers at Crown Liquors.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
I just wish Mom could hear better on the phone.
Dad gets so upset with me when I call. I wish it were different.
The caption phone from Relay Indiana allows you to speak into the phone, and your words appear on a bright, easy-to-read screen. Conversations occur naturally with added clarity.
I used to love our phone chats. I wish it was like before.
Now it can be. With the caption phone, go to RelayIndiana.com and call 334-1413 today.
Hey guys, let's talk about feeling your best. If you don't feel that same energy, strength, you're moody, or it seems you've lost your drive with your partner, it could be low T. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, may be the answer, and you'll find true experts at Low T Center. Getting tested is fast and easy. They're not all the same. Don't settle for a standard dosage TRT program.
Learn about personalized therapy at a Low T Center near you. LowTCenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
You want to listen all day to WIBC, but you don't always have time. Don't worry. There's a podcast for that. The WIBC Mashup. Daily highlights from your favorite hosts, Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, and Hammer and Nigel. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
It is a beautiful day outside, Matt Bear. If I were out on the roads right now, I'd be driving without pants on.
No pants out the windows.
I don't know if that's frowned upon by our friends in law enforcement.
I'm looking at Matt Bear right now. He doesn't have pants on.
Ooh, Matt Bear butt cheeks back there.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you wouldn't have said anything. I was really comfortable. But okay, we're looking at northbound.
Is this why all the news people are leaving, Matt?
It's part of it. It's part of it, okay? It's not the whole thing, but it might be part of it. That's all I'm saying. Pike Township, northbound 65. Stall on the right shoulder before 86th Street with stop-and-go traffic back to 71st. An 8-minute delay right now on eastbound 70 from Belmont to the south split. It is inbound 65 stop-and-go 29th to Meridian Penn. Traffic sponsored by B Window right now at bwindow.com. Get $850 off per window or entry door and $400 off per window plus 2.99% financing. B Window. Proud to be employee owned. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
74 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Please, Mr. Attorney General of the state of Indiana, Todd Rokita, kick off some legal stuff.
Legal stuff.
Crime, punishment, judges, legal stuff.
Legal stuff.
Nigel, 31-year-old DeLange Augustin, being charged with misdemeanor battery, misdemeanor obstruction of police, and a felony count of criminal property damage after an altercation on an American Airlines flight from Georgia to Florida. So, less than a minute after takeoff, DeLange Augustin appeared to be throwing some sort of fit. They thought it was an epilepsy situation.
Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to laugh if it was epilepsy. Was it really epilepsy?
Well, let me continue here.
Okay.
The flight attendants came over and he started kicking them in the chest. And the kick was so strong, he sent one of the flight attendants across an aisle.
God, it was like a Matrix-style kick.
Right.
Good Lord.
And then at one point, this guy starts looking around at his fellow passengers, telling them, close your eyes and pray because Satan's disciples have followed me onto this plane. And then he finds some rosary beads, swallows them, and he says, rosary beads are a weapon of strength in the spiritual warfare.
Yeah, until they come out the other side after you swallow them, and then they're just an annoyance.
Yeah, that's a problem. So after kicking, after swallowing, after talking about Satan, he was ultimately dragged off the plane and charged with all of those things. Andrew Ireland joins us in studio next.
Oh, man, I'm fired up. I got Galaxy Concrete Coatings coming to the house tomorrow morning to redo my basement floor in the furnace room. It's, you know how the furnace rooms are in basements, right? I mean, it's just dirty and the concrete is cracked and gross. Now they're going to turn it into something brand new, a new workroom I can spend some time in, work on projects in, and my floor is going to be easy to clean, 4 times as strong, and they don't use epoxy. They use polyurea. That's the new standard for concrete coatings. My Galaxy Concrete floor, out of this world. Go to galaxyconcretecoatings.com. Tell them Nigel sent you.
Greetings from R&R Agency, your Indiana health insurance pros, and a sincere thank you to our loyal customers for helping us to another record year. We recently saved a 62-year-old retiring couple over $800 monthly when compared to their COBRA offerings. We recently saved a family of 4 over $400 monthly when compared to their $7,500 deductible program on the ACA, and you know that's still Obamacare. We recently saved a small 4-man manufacturing company over $1,000 monthly and gave them better coverage. We feature coverages guaranteed to age 65, low out-of-pocket expenses, the largest networks in the country, and you can sign up anytime. If you are retiring early, self-employed, or need coverage for your small group, Call us at 317-563-0868 or go to rragency.org. If you don't call us, we can't help you. What do you got to lose? Call us 317-563-0868 or go to rragency.org. As always, God bless America, common sense government, and peace through strict.
Meanwhile, at Xfinity.
So, influencer life going well?
Oh, yeah. I'm up to 32 followers.
Oh, that's something.
Yeah, posting my tap dancing videos is easier than ever because we engineered Xfinity Internet with 99.99% network reliability.
Plus, Xfinity Mobile with Wi-Fi Power Boost gives you ultra-fast Wi-Fi at home and on the go. But wait, tap dancing? You don't tap dance.
Hey, what I lack in skill, I make up with passion.
Do more of what you love and love how fast you do it with Xfinity Internet and mobile. Now through April 17th, get 300 megabit Xfinity Internet and one unlimited mobile line together for $30 a month for 1 year and save $1,000 in your first year over Verizon and AT&T. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Savings compared to Verizon 5G Internet plus one unlimited welcome line and AT&T Internet 300 plus one unlimited starter SL line. Xfinity Internet required. Actual speeds vary. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of usage per line. Data thresholds and actual savings vary.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out collection letters, garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it even harder to get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in taxpayer assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Let them fight on your behalf, helping to put your tax problems to rest. Call the tax professionals at Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-367-6289. 800-367-6289. 800-367-6289.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The deals and specials are sizzling hot. It's the Central Indiana Gun and Knife Show this Saturday and Sunday at the Boone County Fairgrounds in Lebanon. The best dealers in the region. Hundreds of tables. Just $6 for adults. Kids 12 and under get in free. Must be 18 or accompanied by an adult. Buy, sell, trade. This Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Boone County Fairgrounds in Lebanon. For more info, visit centralindianagunshows.com.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
It takes everyone in the community working together to create a brighter future. Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Visit liveunited.org to learn how you can help.
The markets remain rattled. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. The Dow down 544 points at the bell. The S&P and the NASDAQ also plunging more than 1%. And a top Canadian official blames Trump tariffs.
The world is watching right now. And why attack your best neighbor, your treasured ally?
Ontario Premier Doug Ford telling Fox News Canada is America's #1 customer.
This does not make sense. I mark my words, it will hurt the American people.
Ford is in Washington meeting with the U.S. Commerce Secretary, but President Trump says tariffs are important.
We've been ripped off for years, and we're not going to be ripped off anymore. No, I'm not going to bend at all. Aluminum or steel or cars. We're not going to bend.
Also telling reporters he loves Canada, but that the U.S. doesn't need anything Canada has. Earlier today, the president threatening a 200% tariff on European wine after the EU proposed to hit U.S. whiskey. He spoke during an Oval Office meeting with the head of NATO and offered hope that Russia might accept a ceasefire proposal with Ukraine. President Putin saying earlier today he agrees with the idea in principle.
We have, not been working in the dark. We've been discussing with Ukraine land and pieces of land that would be kept and lost and all of the other elements of a final agreement.
But Ukraine's president in his evening address says he thinks Russia is setting conditions on a ceasefire in order to delay or block it. Protesters occupying the lobby of Trump Tower in New York earlier today, leading to many arrests.
We're saying roughly 150 people entered Trump Plaza
We made 98 arrests.
NYPD Chief John Schell says they got in small groups, hiding their intent, mainly demanding the release of a former Columbia University grad student who's been detained by federal officials in connection with campus protests. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Get back, Jack. Do it again. A nice Thursday evening with no rain and clear skies. Same Friday up until Friday night when storms come in. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 4:02. Yeah, another try with the storm sirens in Marion County coming tomorrow.
And it looks like the weather's going to be late enough in the day that we feel comfortable doing it in the morning, and it shouldn't cause any issues.
Jacob Spence, Marion County Emergency Manager, says they're still not sure what was up with the malfunction.
We're not exactly sure. We're working with our vendor to look through the data and see what they can find. For some reason, there was a glitch or an issue with the way that the signal gets transmitted to the siren.
They didn't sound at first during the statewide tornado drill this week. The Hoosiers forced out of the Big Ten tournament this afternoon by Oregon.
It's about making shots. You know, they made their shots, we didn't. I thought there was a couple moments in the game that really, hurt us. The 10-2 run, the last 90 seconds, we lost our defensive edge.
Assistant coach Brian Walsh on the IU radio network. The final was 72-59. Who vandalized some houses being built in the Pembroke neighborhood in Danville last Saturday? That's a question that police are trying to answer, and they want to know if 4 teenage boys caught on video are the culprits. The actual vandalism wasn't on the video, but it looks like the boys may have been going or coming. Police are asking for a call if you know about it. Gas has been creeping up for the past couple of days. Yesterday, the statewide average was $2.91. Today, it's $2.94, says Gas Buddy. Indianapolis, Carmel, and Greenwood had a population increase of more than 26,000 people last year, says the Indiana Business Research Center at IU Kelley School of Business. Across the state, the population increased by 44,000. That's including more than 9,000 births and more than 30,000 people moving here. The state's population now just shy of 7 million. Some of those are on the road this afternoon. Traffic and weather coming up.
This is the most exciting time of the year, and we want you to go all the way, even if your team doesn't. March on, Indiana, in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Shop any of Hubler's 13 locations and choose from over 2,000 vehicles, including Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. All makes, all models, certified vehicles, luxury vehicles, even the hard-to-find ones. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, plus a 128-point vehicle inspection, and a free Carfax history report. Hubler's got you covered. Busted brackets not included. For over 2,000 vehicles, visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 locations.
Hubler's got you covered. Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
Yeah, Chris Stahl, the exit from southbound 69 to southbound 465. The ramp is open. It is partially blocked. Inbound 65, 6-minute delay, 29th to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70, 12 minutes from Tibbs Avenue to the South Split. Northbound 65 in the Pike. That's a stalled semi before 86th Street, blocking the right shoulder, slowing us down to 465. Crashes on the east side, 34th at Emerson. 10th at Jefferson Avenue. Traffic sponsored by Lear Capital. Our financial system is cracking under pressure. Your retirement is at risk. Take control now. Lear Capital is offering a free Sky High Silver Report and Precious Metals IRA guide at BetterNestEgg.com. Don't leave your future to chance. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
This Thursday evening, we're looking at generally clear conditions, low temperatures in the low 50s, and winds out of the east-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow looks partly cloudy but windy in the afternoon. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Renner Sudis, 493 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
Hello, everybody. My name is Nigel. This is the time of the day when we stop down and let Jason Hammer run off a list of people, politicians, those in charge who have screwed you over on property tax so far. So, Hammer, I gladly hand the mic over to you.
Again, this is just some because the list is growing by the day and it's long and distinguished. But these were the people that first could not wait to screw you. Travis Holdman, Scott Baldwin, Brian Buchanan, Chris Garten, Mike Gaskell, Tyler Johnson, Ryan Mischler, Rick Niemeyer, Linda Rogers, Kyle Walker. On behalf of other Republican voters in the greater WIBC listening area, bite me.
Oh.
This is ridiculous.
My, how could you?
And I'm so frustrated, Nigel, and that's why I'm looking forward to this property tax rally. March 17th, down at the Indiana State House, 1 o'clock. I'm going to be like the MC of this thing. Special speakers will be there, and one of them is joining us in studio right now, Representative Andrew Ireland. Andrew, how the heck are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on.
How's the new baby? How's the family?
She's been good. It's been great.
Okay, getting plenty of sleep? Because I know when I had a new baby the first time around, I didn't sleep at all. Chris Hammer was a habitual crier.
He ain't getting any sleep. This guy, the representative, is not getting any sleep.
I've got some bags under my eyes right now, but we'll be all right.
So what's more easy to deal with, crying baby at home or Scott Baldwin over at the Indiana State House? Which one, Andrew? You know what? You better not answer that. You better not answer that. So as a member of the House, what's going on from your perspective with property tax?
So, of course, SB 1 moved its way from the Senate over to the House. It's in Ways and Means right now. So really, we're going through the process of what is good in SB 1 as it stands, what's not. We're looking at amendments and kind of playing, through a variety of different scenarios and proposals. So I think you're going to see a lot more kind of testimony and hearings over the next couple of weeks here to see where we can land.
When you were, chatting with your colleagues and discussing things, what was so wrong with the initial plan, SB 1? Because, again, that thing was gutted in the first 5 minutes in the Senate. Not the Senate, not the House. You're the House. I get that. But what was so wrong with that?
Well, I can only speak for myself, right? I'll tell you, I was a big supporter of Governor Braun's plan. The initial SB 1, I thought, had a lot of great things in it. If anything, to me, it didn't go far enough. I would love to see property taxes eliminated and we move away from that. But SB 1 was a reasonable compromise. It made good on a campaign promise that I think a lot of voters were very motivated by it, too, and one that I hope we can still hold.
Just a side note, I live in Boone County, and we're getting our taxes done, and the people that are doing it email me today, and we left out our property tax information from 2024. And my wife handles all that stuff, so she was on the email, and when she responded with what we paid last year, and then I could look back to what we paid when we first moved to Zionsville in 2013. Holy shnikes. Crazy. I know you're Marion County District 90.
That's right. House District 90. It's a southeastern corner of Marion County.
So I understand different places have different, things, but wow, man, it's quite a different time and day than it was a decade ago, if not 5 years ago, if not since 2021.
Oh, you're right. And I'll tell you, the southeast side of India, I can't speak for everywhere in the state, but it's been bad. I mean, really, we're seeing 30, 40, 50% increases over just the last few years. If you look back a decade, I mean, we're in a different world.
Do your movers and shakers at the State House, your supervisors, all the good time party boys, do they understand how ticked off people are about this, or is it just white noise, you think?
Well, I think a lot of people are certainly making their voices heard right now, and I think Monday is a great opportunity to really get that message home. I mean, if you're frustrated like I am and like the people are in House District 90, I'd say show up on Monday and keep making phone calls, keep sending emails. I think it's really important to get your voice out there.
What's the attitude, the emotion inside the State House about this rally on Monday?
Well, I'm excited for it. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a great day. Honestly, I heard there also will be the ACLU, I think, in the morning. Could be wrong. So maybe.
Good.
So it'd be a really fun interaction of people, if nothing else.
I've got some material to work with as the MC.
Are they there for a different reason?
I would say that they're there for a different reason.
Yes.
Okay. I was going to say. I'm just making sure.
Yes. When was the last time the ACLU showed up and you were like, all right, it's about time. Thank you for showing up.
Well, they did represent Rush Limbaugh at one point, way back in the day.
Much like your property taxes, things have changed. Things have changed. One more thing on property taxes here with Andrew Ireland, and then we'll move on to some other stuff here. When we say call these representatives, when I name the names of the people that have screwed us over and our listeners reach out and they send emails and they make phone calls or they talk to them at the grocery store or whatever, does that help at all? Or again, white noise?
Well, I'll tell you again, I can only speak for me, but for me, I read every email that we get, and some aren't happy emails, some are on other topics as well, but I think it's really important to do that. You've got to engage with the people in your district, and phone calls, same thing. I always get a note, I always get a transcript of what's going on, and frankly, I try to call them all back too.
So let's go through some of the other bills that you put forth in this General Assembly. Again, this is your first trip as a House rep in the state of Indiana and the General Assembly. But you weren't shy, man. You were putting some big bills out there. Let's start with the one that was holding bad judges and prosecutors accountable. Walk me through what it is and tell me where we're at with it.
All right, so I had a couple of bills related to judges and prosecutors, everything from allowing the governor to fire a rogue prosecutor like we've got here in Marion County, to also ensuring that citizens have the ability to recall rogue judges. I'll tell you, we kind of moved forward with a little bit of a different proposal, but it was one I was happy to co-author, and really right now it's moving through the Senate. It's House Bill 1006. Effectively what it does is it say, hey, prosecutors in Marion County and beyond, here's a big pool of money. We'd like to invest in you and give you the resources you need to do the job effectively. But at the same time, if you're not going to do that, if you're not going to enforce the law, we're going to take all of that money away. We're going to defund your office because clearly you're not using it.
But it seems like a lot of things that have way too much common sense, like you just laid out for all of us, don't always make it to the finish line. How optimistic are we?
Well, and I'll tell you, nothing's quite dead yet, right? So just because it wasn't heard in the House doesn't mean that it's not going to move in the Senate. I think you're going to see a couple of things that I've worked on in the House that are going to find their way into amendments. I don't want to give anything away yet, but I'm pretty confident that we're going to see a little bit of that make its way in the Senate.
Boy, you talk about judges. You posted something on social media the other day.
Oh, yeah.
I think I retweeted it. A lot of folks did. This district judge, Richard Young, that ruled the Indiana Department of Corrections, a.k.a. taxpayer money, must arrange a, quote, gender-affirming surgery for a baby-murdering trans inmate. Huh? Like, there's a lot of stuff right there, and I don't think I like any of it, Andrew.
Me too. We're talking about Doge a lot in the news right now. If you want to find a way to save some money, maybe this would be a great place to start.
So this district judge, Richard Young, says that taxpayer money can indeed go for a sex change for an inmate that claims he's going through the change, and the inmate murdered a baby. Like, it feels like this should be something that both sides of the aisle could come together on, but I have a feeling that that's not happening.
That's right. I mean, how radical have we become, particularly the Democrats, that you're going to allow something like that? And what's crazy, too, is the reasoning the court has is the Eighth Amendment. So they're basically saying this is cruel and unusual punishment if the state does not fund and facilitate somebody getting what they call a sex change surgery, a man becoming a so-called woman here. I mean, truly ridiculous.
Like, how many law-abiding citizens in this country that have not murdered babies, been charged for it, serving time for it, don't get the surgery that they want to have happen for one reason or the other, but our taxpayer dollars are helping this guy out?
Right. Yeah. Is every cosmetic surgery now going to have to be required of the state to fund and facilitate it? I mean, if you want to get a nose job in prison because it'll make you feel better, does the state have to pay for that too?
What are some other things that you worked on, and what's the status?
Well, I'll tell you one that I call it maybe the Bad Hombres Act, if you will, which effectively says that if you're an illegal alien and you commit a crime in the state of Indiana, that's something that the judge needs to take into account at sentencing. So you should get a harsher sentence. Now, of course, part of that is sentencing for the folks that do stay here, but part of it also is a tool to help really facilitate and leverage deportation. So, I mean, that's what we want. We want to send the bad hombres back home, and that's exactly what this bill will do. I think you're going to see that in another bill move pretty soon.
Representative Andrew Ireland in studio with us. All right, so the property tax rally downtown, St. Patrick's Day, 1 o'clock at the State House. For those who are listening right now, why is this something important? Maybe they've never been to one of these before, right? These types of rallies, predominantly a Democrat type of thing. Wearing a colored T-shirt, having a rally at the State House, normally that's a Democrat thing. This time, it's angry Republicans mad at other Republicans about the way they're being treated. Why is this important to show up?
Well, because honestly, it's the only way you're going to get your voice heard. There are a lot of special interests in the building, plenty of paid lobbyists with organizations or left-wing groups where you have a bunch of people that don't have jobs, and so they can hang out at the State House all day and wave signs. But as a taxpayer, you really don't have that representation other than through, your own elected representative. So I would really encourage people to come down on Monday. I think it's really important to make your voice heard.
Andrew, if somebody wants to reach out to you, if they've got questions or concerns, how do they find you?
Check me out on Twitter. It's Andrew Ireland, IN as in Indiana.
Andrew, thank you so much,
Thanks,
man.
buddy.
We appreciate it, and I'll see you on Monday.
Sounds good. I appreciate you both.
Matt Baer standing by in the WIBC Traffic Center.
Pike Township, northbound 65 before 86th Street. Crash blocking the left lane. Stop and go traffic to the 465 Rams. Inbound 69, stop and go before 96th Street, 282nd. Inbound 65 to the north split. Slow from MLK to Meridian Penn. 7-minute delay. Eastbound 70. 13-minute delay from Tibbs Avenue into the south split south side. Eastbound 465 stop and go traffic from Harding Street to 9th Avenue and Beach Grove. And then a crash. Morris Street at west, just south of downtown. Crash west side at Sound Serious, Rockville Road at Lyndhurst. Traffic sponsored by Lear Capital. Our financial system is cracking under pressure. Your retirement is at risk. Take control now. Lear Capital is offering a free Sky High Silver Report and Precious Metals IRA guide at betternestegg.com. Don't leave your future to chance. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Sunshine 74 at the American Standard Heating and Weather Center. We've got Senator Jim Banks coming up a little bit after 5 o'clock. Hammer and Nigel Records Madness about 15 minutes away. But up next, a fun round of Is This Anything? Come on back.
Hey, when it comes to your furnace, your air conditioner, I don't use anything but American Standard equipment, American Standard dealers, because American Standard heating and air conditioning is built to a higher standard. Here's Hammer to tell you about one of those awesome local independent American Standard dealers.
Nigel, how about Price Point Comfort? Price Point Comfort is a locally owned American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer that's going to give you the right price guarantee. They promise not to oversell you or pressure you into things you don't want done. While many HVAC competitors focus strictly on revenue, Price Point Comfort strives for customer satisfaction. PricePointComfort.com. Log on right now. PricePointComfort.com or call 317-455-1124. Ask for James or Tyler. That's James or Tyler. PricePointComfort.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Hi, I'm Charlie Comer from Comer & Cross Premium Garage Floor Coatings. When your garage floor has stains, cracks, and pits, it makes your whole garage look bad. And a bad epoxy job looks even worse. Look, spring will be here on March 20th. For your best price of the year on your new garage floor, basement, or patio and installation this spring, please call me now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Guaranteed, a Comer & Cross concrete floor coating won't chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. In one day, we make it so easy. We move your stuff out for you. We fix the cracks and pits perfectly. And apply your gleaming new Comer & Cross concrete floor in 6 stages, just in time for spring. For your best price of the year on your new garage floor, basement, or patio and installation by spring, please call me now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Or go to COMERcross.com.
Tune in Saturdays 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show for advice and fun. Brought to you by Michaelis. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Come on. Nigel, a woman is claiming that a bathroom divorce from her husband saved their marriage.
Bathroom divorce.
Bathroom divorce.
Okay.
The couple basically has 2 completely separate bathrooms that they use. I think we can all understand probably why. Here's Debbie and Jim talking about the bathroom divorce.
I think a bathroom divorce is best exemplified by 2 toilets, 2 sinks, and 2 ways to shower or bathe in the morning. We have everything separate. The pet peeve of my old bathroom was the wet, sticky floor every time I went to use the toilet. So knowing that I use a bathroom with a dry, pristine floor.
You know, one of the members who uses the bathroom has a prostate and the other doesn't.
Thank you, Jim. Way to step up and defend yourself, Jim.
Oh, but I find it interesting that that's what saved their marriage, was getting 2 separate toilets.
How bad must it have been if the marriage was on the rocks? Because it sounds like Debbie had reached her breaking point with the sticky floor.
It really, that's it. I mean, you just nailed it right there. Horrible marriage, hated each other, yelling insults. But you know what? When we got separate toilets, everything was fine. I don't use, my wife and I use the same shower. We use the same sink. Don't necessarily use the same toilets every day. We have guest bathrooms and stuff like that. Like she hates it when I shave and leave all the little wispies, the little whiskeys around. I don't leave them on purpose. Sometimes I miss them when I try to wipe them up.
Sure.
That's her pet peeve.
Okay.
In the bathroom. I mean, we have to share. We have dual sinks and stuff like that, but I mean, it's not like, you know, we live in a house like from the 80s, so our upstairs is still pretty small, and the sinks are right next to each other. And if I shave, I better damn well have every one of those There's nothing. I've not heard about any stickiness on the floor around the toilet.
Good. That's good. That means your aim is still sharp.
But what sets her off is when I shave the electric razor and or the regular one. It's if I leave that stuff around the sink, even 1 or 2, I get a talking to.
See, I think that's crap, and I hate to be in the position to actually defend you, and you know this.
Oh, sure.
But ladies leave a lot more hair around because they're brushing their hair and they're doing all this kind of stuff.
And in the shower, too, our stand-up shower, the long hair in the drain I have to clean out every few months.
Now, that's not your hair,
It's
though.
not my hair.
See,
no,
then why is that your job? If you get a lecture for the little things that you're shaving, then why isn't Lindsay picking up the long hair?
You know as well as I do. That's the way it works in these kinds of marriages.
Is this anything? I already know your answer. A TikToker.
Stop. I don't care. No. Yes, no. It's nothing. Nothing.
Okay, let's move on. Allison, can I have some mood music, please?
You're never gonna get it.
En Vogue?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
This was a huge hit back in the 90s.
Giant.
En Vogue, My Lovin', You're Never Gonna Get It. En Vogue had a couple of other hits. Hold On, Giving Him Something He Can Feel. But now one of their members, Dawn Robinson, living in her car.
What?
And Dawn Robinson of En Vogue lives in her car, and she doesn't see it as a bad thing. Here's part of her 18-minute-long motivational video.
You guys, for the past almost 3 years, I have been living in my car. I said it. Oh my God, it's out. I've been living in my car. Would I have an apartment right now if I had a choice? I would. Just so you guys know, I have a gym membership and I shower there. This is not like, oh my God, poor Dawn. She's living in her car and it's terrible. Oh, what was me? It's not that. I'm learning about who I am. I'm learning myself as a person, as a woman. If you would have said to me while I was in En Vogue, you're going to be living in your car one day, I'd be like, huh? No, I'm always going to have an apartment. I can't live in my car. We say that we can't do certain things before you even know we're capable.
And you said it was a motivational video?
18 minutes long.
I'm looking at it right now. It's just her. You can't tell what kind of car she's in. I think there's some mental issues going on. I read a little bit more about this. 3 years in her car with a gym membership and a shower. I mean, yeah, look.
What happened to her money? Does she have money? Does she choose not to use it? Or did, like, her agent take her to the cleaners or something?
I think her agent, something I read, her agent tried to put her up in an apartment, but ended up putting her in some sort of hotel that didn't work. I think she got screwed. And I think, in a figurative sense, and I think she's got some mental issues. Anybody that's living in their car for 3 years has some problems, especially when you were part of En Vogue. Right. I don't know how much money they made. I mean, record companies and managers screw the artists all the time. I read that all the time. But this is something different right there.
But it's something for sure.
Sure it is.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Good times are always in stock at Crown Liquors and have been since 1989. For a limited time, get throwback pricing. Svedka vodka half gallons are only $9.99. Basil Hayden bourbon only $29.99. Jack Daniel's 750s only $17.99. Premium Don Julio Reposado only $39.99. And Kendall Jackson Chardonnay only $10.99. Pick up ice cold 12 packs of Corona Modelo family only $17.99. Huge savings on top sellers at Crown Liquors.
Community Health Network cares for your heart health. From heart scans and vascular screenings to complex heart procedures, you can count on our expert team for the highest quality cardiovascular care, when and where you need it. Your path to a healthy heart starts with knowing your risk. Schedule a heart scan or vascular screening today. Visit ecommunity.com/heart. Community Health Network. Exceptional care. Simply delivered.
The big question is, when is the right time to file for Social Security? And it's a difficult decision these days because you got to consider the fact that Social Security is running out of money. You need to think about the tax hit on your benefits and your IRA and 401k withdrawals. Finally, you got to consider your spousal benefits. If you don't consider all of these things, you could leave a lot of money on the table.
Bill Demery is your retirement guy. Is my retirement guy, and he can break things down in a way that you can understand. Listen, the world of retirement and finances can be complicated. It can be intimidating, but Bill Demery will walk you through everything with a free, customized Social Security analysis. All you got to do is call and set it up. 317-648-5120. 317-648-5120. It's free. 317-648-5120. Bill Demery, your retirement guy.
Blood, sweat, tears. At Bill Estes, we know it takes hard work and years of doing the right thing to build a business people can depend on. That's why we don't make empty promises and expect your trust. Estes earns it. From Ford F-150s and Toyota Tacomas to Ram 1500s and Chevy Silverados, we have the trucks you'll love at prices you can believe in. But don't just take our word for it. Your trust means something. Estes earns it. BillEstes.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Getting it fixed in a hurry. No weather issues this afternoon. Clear and nice. Storms on the way Friday night, though. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. Storm sirens could save a life.
And that's the reason why we test. That's the reason why we test every Friday and test year-round.
Jacob Spence, Marion County Emergency Manager.
There are some places that do not test during the winter months. Obviously, the winter is not normally a severe weather time for us, but we test all year round.
The tornado sirens in the county did not sound when they hit the button during the statewide tornado drill this week. They did sound when they tried a couple of hours later, but they're going to give it one more go tomorrow morning since there's rough stuff on the way, he says. But Marion County's not the only place where that happened. It also happened in Hancock County and Gibson County, where the sirens in Princeton didn't sound. The Trump administration is asking the Supreme Court to allow it to go ahead with plans to end birthright citizenship. The request was made in a series of emergency appeals Thursday. It argues that lower courts went too far when they handed down nationwide injunctions that blocked the policy. The administration is asking the court to limit the impact of those rulings. The appeal courts have disregarded the White House's request to pause the rulings so far.
I have a great relationship with Kim Jong-un, and we'll see what happens, but certainly he's a nuclear power.
And that was the president this afternoon as he met with the NATO Secretary General in the Oval Office. Trump says things got off to a rough start between he and Kim during his first term in office, but he suggested that he would consider reopening talks with Kim. Trump says there would have been a nuclear war already with North Korea had Hillary Clinton won the 2016 election. This may be where a man's past catches up to him.
Lynn Hall is accused of molesting an 8-year-old girl in 1988, and last week the Tippecanoe County Sheriff's Office says they arrested him on multiple counts of child molesting. The woman who's accusing him of doing this says that he was 25 years old when he started touching her. Police say the evidence points to a 5-year pattern of abuse. His trial will take place in June in Tippecanoe County Court. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The former Mayor Pete, now also the former Transportation Secretary, now living in Michigan, says he will not be running for either Senate or the governor's seat there. Buttigieg made that clear on social media. Traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Greetings from our agency, your Indiana Health Insurance Pros, and a sincere thank you to our loyal customers for making us national sales leaders once again for 2024. Crazy sign-up periods are at last over. If you were told the ACA and it's still Obamacare was your only option, that's just not true. If you were told since you've signed up already, you must keep your ACA program for a year, that's not true either. If you do not have serious health problems, and God forbid make a living wage, the ACA is your worst option, and it can be canceled at any time. We feature coverages guaranteed age 65, low out-of-pocket expenses, the largest networks in the country, and you can sign up anytime. Self-employed, early retiree, or ACA victim, call us at 317-563-0868 or go to rragency.org. That's 317-563-0868 or rragency.org. As always, God bless America, peace through strength, and common sense government.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
Northbound 465, Crest Northwest side, stop and go traffic 79, 2865. Eastbound 465 jammed, Westfield Boulevard to I-69. That's an 11-minute delay. Inbound 65 loaded up before MLK to Meridian Penn, 10-minute delay there. And eastbound 70, a 13-minute delay from Tibbs Avenue to the South Split. Crash downtown, University at North. Also crash south of downtown, Morris at West. South side, eastbound 465. Stop and go before 31 past 65. Traffic sponsored by B Window right now at bwindow.com. Get $850 off per patio or entry door and $400 off per window plus 2.99% financing. B Window, proud to be employee owned. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
We are generally clear and quiet for our Thursday evening. Low temperature around 52 degrees. We'll be all the way up near 80 by Friday afternoon under partly cloudy skies, but a lot of wind and storms in the evening. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Renner Suiters for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
It is March. It's time for brackets, and it's time for Hammer and Nigel Records Madness. I'm Jason Hammer. Big Nige is here.
Hello.
And this month, we've taken 16 of the greatest hits of our fictional record label, Hammer and Nigel Records. We've seeded them out in a bracket, and each day there's a new head-to-head matchup, and you get to vote for your favorite to move forward. So before we get to today's matchup, Nige, you were out yesterday.
Yeah.
Let me get everybody caught up to what went on.
Please.
We had a scrappy number 15 seed, Callin' Lion Dudes, about these lion-ass Republicans that ran on property tax relief and lowering prices, but then screwed you the very first opportunity they had. Taking on the number 2 seed, a song that a lot of people feel like should have been the number 1 seed in this bracket.
Strong, either way.
Hunter Biden's Cocaine in the Ukraine. There's no way I can build up the drama here based on the votes on Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah, it wasn't even
this was a blowout. Moving on to the next round, Cocaine in the Ukraine.
Cocaine in the Ukraine. Cocaine in Ukraine.
So that moves on to the next round.
I didn't mind Callin' Lion Dudes.
Every song in this field is pretty good, I think, right? Sure. I think so. Now, oh, by the way, yesterday, this was my favorite. I was getting criticized in the chat here on the YouTube chat. Somebody said that the song Callin' Lion Dudes, which is a parody of Callin' Baton Rouge, with the same music in the background.
Garth Brooks.
Well, I couldn't tell what song you were trying to make fun of because you're singing so bad.
I think, you know what? That's the point. It's not supposed to be a well-sung parody song.
Right. Like, you can make fun of my singing, right? That's part of the bit. But you can't be that dumb to not know what song we were trying to make fun of, right? It's literally called Callin' Lion Dudes, not Callin' Baton Rouge. And it's the same damn fiddle and the instrumental track in the background. So I appreciate the trolling, but come on, don't be that guy. All right, let's move on to today's matchup. Now, every year in March Madness, you're going to hear experts say that a number 12 seed is good for an upset against the 5.
Okay.
The 12-5 is always that sexy upset. So we've got a 12-5 today. Coming in as the number 12 seed in our bracket, this was the song we did early on. I think I was on air with Mock. You were out this day. Okay. Mock was filling in, and we had a song, very simple, about the miserable people you see every day. We call it the A-hole song.
Okay.
And if you're familiar with Smash Mouth, you may enjoy this.
Somebody once told me they didn't want to know me, said that I rubbed them the wrong way. So I looked him in the eye and said, kiss my ass and die, and that shirt you're wearing makes you look real. Well,
here we go.
The guy in traffic that won't let you cut in. The gal at the office that always has a butt in. Lights still red, I'm behind you honking. Go to the movies, I'm the guy that's talking. You and your girl get up to dance. You come back and I'm sitting in your seat. You say that it's yours and you want it. I look at the chair and say your name's not on it. Hey now, I'm a and you wish I'd go away. Hey now, I'm a and you see me every day. Everywhere that you go, there's at least one. Get a haircut and I ask which bowl. Point right at your nipples and tell you that you're cold. The express lane says 12 items. I'm checking 35 and I don't try to hide them. I'll roll up, look you in the face, and quickly cut you off to get in the parking place. When in reception, I'm no class. I go to kiss the bride and run my hand across her ass. Hey now, I'm a and you wish I'd go away. Hey now, I'm a and you see me every day. Everywhere that you go, there's at least one.
Theme song to A-Holes Everywhere. The A-Hole song,
Okay.
Nige.
Number 12.
It's taking on the number 5 seed. And again, we had a lot of spare time during the COVID year. We have a lot of songs about COVID. This one's one of my favorites because not everybody got super sick. Some people were testing positive for COVID and they had just mild symptoms. And that's when I wrote this little Garth Brooks song.
Blame it on the Chinese. We're all scared to sneeze. Looking up symptoms online. You can't smell your food. You can't taste your booze. But other than that, you're just fine. And I saw the surprise in Hogset's eyes when you said you're doing quite good. He took a shot from his flask and yelled, "Put on your mask, or I'll lock you all down for good." Oh, here we go. 'Cause I got friends with mild cases. No fever, no cough, just body aches, and they'll be okay.
Yeah!
Woo! In 14 days. Yeah, Fauci's advice changes week to week, but if he cancels Thanksgiving, he can kiss my butt cheeks, despite my friends with mild cases.
There it is! So we've got the
I love it.
A-Hole
Oh, man.
song competing against friends with mild cases. The 12 against the 5. You can vote right now. Voting is alive. We've got it pinned to the top of our Twitter at Hammer and Nigel, or go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/Hammer and Nigel. Leave your comment. Let us know which one you like the best. Make that vote right now.
Funny that we were like, there's a line in that song that like we're waiting for Fauci to see if he's going to cancel Thanksgiving or not. Like, how stupid is that? I mean, I know you put it in there as like, because we thought it was stupid at the time, but there were really people that were basing whether or not they were going to have Thanksgiving on what Fauci said.
Right. And those are the people right now that are yelling, nobody elected Elon Musk.
Yeah, right.
But we were waiting to see if Fauci was going to cancel Thanksgiving. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Swing into spring with some better sleep. If you are ready for better sleep, now is the time. The March mattress sale going on at Thompson Furniture and Mattress down in Columbus. My wife and I have a Tempur-Pedic mattress. We love it. You can save up to $800. Listen to this, $800. And with up to 4 years interest-free financing, Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, several other brand names, and yes, Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus, they deliver for free.
Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus guarantees the absolute lowest price on Tempur-Pedic, and for that matter, every brand of mattress that they sell. I love my Tempur-Pedic mattress, and the best part is that free delivery and setup if you live within 75 miles of their store. So check these guys out. They're good to the Hammer and Nigel show. Take care of these guys. Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus, thompsonfurniture.net.
What a day.
You're working too hard.
We're both working too hard, with even less to show for it.
What's this?
It's the bills for Tracy's procedure.
This is outrageous.
I know. And Mom just said her prescriptions went up again.
How can working people afford this?
These medical bills are crushing our finances, and these hospitals and insurance groups are making record profits.
You know, I read Indiana has the 9th highest healthcare costs in the nation, and prescription drug costs are out of control.
That's why I voted for Mike Braun. He has a plan to reform Indiana's broken healthcare system. Braun's plan calls for billing transparency, increased access, and lower costs for all Hoosiers.
I hear you. It's good to know help is on the way. Mike Braun's plan will offer real relief for our family budget.
Sign the petition for Braun's healthcare plan at HoosierHope.org. Join Mike Braun's fight for healthcare reform today. Paid for by HoosierHope.org.
I'll say this. There are no entries in the Hoops Fan Hall of Fame who didn't show up to the game. Yes, you in the back.
Professor, March Madness is coming to Indianapolis. Are we ready?
You prepared to bring the fire? Give it 110 from tip to the final buzzer? Oh, you're ready. The NCAA Sweet 16 and Elite 8, March 28th and 30th in Indianapolis. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/MVB tickets. Class dismissed.
Hey guys, let's talk about feeling your best. If you don't feel that same energy, strength, you're moody, or it seems you've lost your drive with your partner, it could be low T. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, may be the answer, and you'll find true experts at Low T Center. Getting tested is fast and easy. They're not all the same. Don't settle for a standard dosage TRT program.
Learn about personalized therapy at a Low T Center near you. LowTCenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
I had changed the locks. Didn't even know where she was living. And then one night she calls to say she's getting treatment. Can I drive? I almost hung up. But then I thought, that's my kid. I chose to put away the hurt and the fear and just see my girl.
Addiction is a disease. Standing by a loved one as they fight it will test your faith, patience, and sanity. But it's possible when you see the person, not just their disease. Learn more at cbeyondtheaddiction.org.
Around here, sunrise only means one thing. It's time to get to work. Whether you're hauling, herding, baling, or raking, Kubota tractors and hay tools are built to make hay any day, including while the sun shines. Learn more about how Kubota is built to get the job done right at KubotaUSA.com. Go to KubotaUSA.com/disclaimers for full disclaimers.
Addiction. It's hard on those who struggle with it, but those who love the addict need support too. Matt Baer and Ryan Hedrick provide help and hope with Supporting Sobriety. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and on WIBC.com.
Get those votes in right now, fast and furious, on our Twitter, on Facebook, Hammer and Nigel. Which record song do you want to move on to the next round? The number 12 seed, the A-Hole song, or the number 5 seed, Friends with Mild Cases? Get those votes in. All right, Matt Baer, what are we looking at on the roads?
Eastbound 465, stop and go Westfield Boulevard over to I-69. Inbound 65, 8-minute delay from MLK to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70, 13-minute delay from Tibbs Avenue to the North Split. Crash downtown, University at North. Crash on the south end of downtown, just south of downtown, in fact, Morris at West. And then southbound 465 on the east side, pockets of slow Penn Pike down to Brookville Road. Eastbound 70, Hancock County, stop traffic between Mount Comfort Road and State Road 9 of about 2.5 miles. I would use 40 instead. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at bwindow.com, get $850 off per patio entry door and $400 off per window plus 2.99% financing. B Window, proud to be employee owned. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Coming up a little bit after 5 o'clock, Senator Jim Banks will be calling into our program, and we got a lot of stuff on the docket to talk to the senator about.
Well, I want to know if he watched the IU game. He graduated from IU in 2004.
If he did, he's not going to be in a good mood when he calls into our show.
That's what I'm asking him. Does a senator have time to watch a Big Ten tournament? That's kind of what I want to know. I mean, he graduated from IU, so
right.
That's what I want to know.
74 right now at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. According to a new survey, Nige, 69% of men and 23% of women admit they'd be cool, they'd be all right if their partner, their boyfriend or girlfriend, hooked up with a robot.
I'm sorry? You're going to have to repeat that. Hooked up with a robot?
Nearly 70% of men in a relationship and only 23% of women in a relationship say they'd be perfecly fine if their significant other was doing the hibbity-dibbity with a robot.
So they have these things that they make now that have been around for a while, but these life-size dolls. Should you Could you
Not
say-
even really adults, a robot.
Like animatronic things that you can hook up with if you're a human being?
Correct.
There's a reason why 70% of men said, yeah, I don't care if my wife hooks up with one. It's because they want to hook up with one. No, of course I'd have a problem with it. If there was...
So if you came home and your lovely bride, Lindsay, was getting it on with a robot that looked like Bradley Cooper, is that cheating? Does that consider cheating?
That's a full-fledged...
It's not cheating. It's a robot.
Yeah. There's just something disturbing about that.
Well, I didn't say it wasn't disturbing, but I don't think it's cheating. Like if she came home and saw you making love to animatronic Kate Upton, I don't think that's cheating either.
Yeah, it may not be cheating, but it's divorce material. Okay, yeah, you didn't cheat on me with an actual live human being. It's even worse. It's something that's a robot that's not even alive.
See, I don't think it is worse.
Here's the papers.
Allison, what's worse?
Here's the papers.
Being cheated on with an actual human where there's a connection and they're talking dirty and they can talk about how much they hate Nigel, or a robot.
I mean, I guess the human, if I have to pick one, but I agree with Nigel. I wouldn't be okay with either one.
I don't want to walk into my closet in the morning and open it and see just a robot that looks like Brad Pitt in there just smiling at me.
Would you rather see the mailman, the real live mailman in there,
like hiding,
delivering more than the mail to your wife?
Crossing his legs with his hands over his, like shaking like I've caught them. Yeah, you're right. Okay, that makes sense. All right.
That does not make sense. Why would the mailman be in your closet?
Because he's hiding from me.
And Nigel's friends with his mailman.
Oh, boy.
He's the official mailman of the Hammer and Nigel show.
Lindsay would never do that to me, first of all.
You know who says that? People who don't know what's going on.
Stop it.
Let us know on Twitter, the YouTube chat.
What an awful survey.
Would you consider it cheating if your significant other was getting it on with a robot? And is the robot worse than getting it on with an actual person? I would much rather have my wife doing a robot than the milkman.
Is there any such thing as a milkman still?
Well,
that's what I got out of that comment. There's no such thing as a milkman anymore.
Speaking of hooking up,
more of this?
Social media star Bonnie Blue. She is the adult star that broke the record for sleeping with the most men in a 12-hour time period.
Oh, yeah.
She is down in Cancun, Mexico right now, creating content with college-age United States spring breakers.
Oh, yeah. She sent the message to moms everywhere that she's going to be taking care of their boys while they're on spring break.
Boy, spring break has really escalated, right? Like, I thought it was dying down. Like, I thought our group, Gen X, went hard in the paint when it came to spring break. Now we're down there setting records for chicks turning tricks. We didn't do that, Panama City. We did some debaucherous stuff, but we didn't do that. Speaking of spring break, I think we'd be remiss if we didn't have a classic spring break memory from the First Lady of WIBC, the lovely Terry Stacy.
Hammer and Nigel present Spring Break Memories with Terry Stacy.
When I was 16 years old, I took part in a bikini car wash to raise money for my spring break trip. The money was really great, but I always thought it was a little weird when my uncle drove through about 14 times in a row.
Spring Break Memories with Terry Stacy.
It's a little unsettling. Your uncle.
Like this whole segment.
14 times. All right, caller number 9 right now. You get 2 tickets to go see Cyndi Lauper Thursday, August 7th at the Ruoff Music Center. Cyndi Lauper with Jake Wesley Rogers. Caller number 9. You get to go to the show. 239-9393. That's 239-9393. Caller number 9. We are going to hook you up. All right, coming up here in just about 10 minutes, 5:05, Senator Jim Banks. We got a lot to talk about. He is calling in to the Hammer and Nigel show. We are coming right back. Sit tight.
Did you know an old 401k from a previous employer can cost you big-time money? It can rack up some serious service fees, and besides, it's your money. it should be making you money. Matt Bear here. Hey, the investment team at Trajan Wealth can breathe life into that 401k and really straighten out your financial world. Call today and set that first appointment. It's free. 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Trajan Wealth will listen to you, collaborate with you as a team, and then customize a portfolio to your hopes and dreams with low-cost investment options. They will develop a wealth management plan that reflects your values. Call and schedule at 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first consultation is on them. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Meanwhile, at Xfinity. So, influencer life going well?
Oh, yeah. I'm up to 32 followers.
Oh, that's something.
Yeah, posting my tap dancing videos is easier than ever because we engineered Xfinity Internet with 99.99% network reliability.
Plus, Xfinity Mobile with Wi-Fi Power Boost gives you ultra-fast Wi-Fi at home and on the go. But wait, tap dancing? You don't tap dance.
Hey, what I lack in skill, I make up with passion.
Do more of what you love and love how fast you do it with Xfinity Internet and mobile. Now through April 17th, get 300 megabit Xfinity Internet and one unlimited mobile line together for $30 a month for 1 year and save $1,000 in your first year over Verizon and AT&T. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rate supply. Savings compared to Verizon 5G Internet plus one unlimited welcome line and AT&T Internet 300 plus one unlimited starter SL line. Xfinity Internet required. Actual speeds vary. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of usage per line. Data thresholds and actual savings vary.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. That's 800-883-3024.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The deals and specials are sizzling hot. It's the Central Indiana Gun and Knife Show this Saturday and Sunday at the Boone County Fairgrounds in Lebanon. The best dealers in the region. Hundreds of tables. Just $6 for adults. Kids 12 and under get in free. Must be 18 or accompanied by an adult. Buy, sell, trade. This Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Boone County Fairgrounds in Lebanon. For more info, visit CentralIndianaGunShows.com.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
Heated meetings on Capitol Hill. Lisa Brady, Fox News. With time running out to avoid a government shutdown, Republicans need bipartisan support to break a filibuster on a House-passed bill to fund the government through September.
And at least one Democrat is ready to break a filibuster if they get votes on secondary plans.
If we get the appropriate amendments, then let's move forward. I don't know that I want to just move forward instantaneously.
Tim Kaine represents a lot of federal workers in Northern Virginia. Democrats could ask for votes on amendments related to DOGE and cutting funding for Washington, D.C. Senate Democrats just finished their meeting on the shutdown. Reporters say they could hear yelling from who is believed to be New York Democrat Kirsten Gillibrand in the hall.
Fox's Chad Pergam on the Hill as this unfolds in the Senate. Senate Democrats have floated a shorter stopgap that would run out next month and likely wouldn't get enough Republican support to advance. Current funding runs out tomorrow night. President Trump says a shutdown would hurt Americans and be the Democrats' fault. He also keeps defending his tariff strategy, saying he won't bend.
We've been ripped off as a country for many, many years. We've been subjected to costs that we shouldn't be subjected to.
But Wall Street remains anxious, dropping into correction territory with the S&P down 10% from the record high it set last month. The head of NATO commending the president during a White House meeting, though, for trying to negotiate an end to Russia's war in Ukraine.
President Trump was asked about Russian President Vladimir Putin's hesitation with the proposed U.S. ceasefire in Ukraine.
He put out a very promising statement, but it wasn't complete. And yeah, I'd love to meet with him or talk to him.
While Putin called the U.S. proposal good and correct, he said there are a number of issues and that a ceasefire must address the root causes of the crisis.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It's just one way, but an important way. It's the calm before the storms, says the old cliche. Sunny on Monument Circle. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 5:02. The issue with the Marion County storm sirens being worked out with the vendor after they didn't sound during the statewide tornado drill.
And we received that notification saying it had worked, but it didn't, obviously. And so we have them looking into that, and we're looking into, anything that could have potentially occurred, and then we'll see what they find, and we'll go from there.
Jacob Spence is the emergency manager.
Obviously, there's an issue. We're working with our vendor and our partners to figure that out. But it also serves as a very good reminder, just like the National Weather Service stated, that we always tell everyone to have multiple ways to get warnings and notification.
He says they're giving it another test tomorrow morning before any rough weather tomorrow night. There may have been another kind of storm in IU's locker room this afternoon as they were eliminated from the Big Ten tournament, losing to Oregon 72-59.
But the team is still confident their season is not done. I'm Sean Herrick. Despite the loss, Indiana's head coach Mike Woodson believes they can get into the NCAA tournament based on how they've been playing lately.
I don't think that there's a team in the country we can't beat if we come compete. Ready to play and compete for 40 minutes. We've had a lot of dry spots this season.
They shot just 36% from the field on Thursday against Oregon, and they had several scoring droughts, but now they wait to see what the selection committee decides on Sunday.
The houses weren't even finished yet in the Pembroke neighborhood in Danville, but someone decided to vandalize them Saturday, and now the police are involved. If you know who's responsible for the extensive vandalism, as police put it, the cops would appreciate a tip. Sometimes these things take a few months. Yolanda Shields died August 4th, 2024 on North Shadeland, say police. They determined she was murdered, and after talking to witnesses, they determined 58-year-old Wesley Clark Jr. was their man. This week, he was indicted, and Wednesday, he was arrested. If you'd like to touch a piece of history, one of only 2 remaining B-29 bombers from World War II, you'll be able to do that May 8th at the Evansville Wartime Museum. The Boeing B-29 Super Fortress dock will be there, and you'll be able to get a tour that weekend. Those were built in Wichita, and there were more than 1,600 of them during the war. You've got traffic and weather coming up.
Whether you're preparing for retirement, navigating a life transition, or simply wondering if you're on the right path, Howard Bailey Financial is here to help. Together, we'll work on a personalized plan designed to bring greater clarity to your goals and help you approach decisions with confidence. It's not just about numbers, it's about the life you want to lead and the legacy you want to leave behind. With over 20 years of experience, Howard Bailey Financial has been dedicated to guiding individuals as they work toward taking control of their financial future and finding peace of mind. Text PATH to 888-262-1104 to download a free retirement toolkit and start planning for the retirement you've dreamed of. Howard Bailey Financial, helping you turn hope into a plan and dreams into reality. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
West Side serious crash, Chris. Eastbound 70 after Sam Jones Expressway. Right now, the right lane is blocked. Scanner traffic reporting an injury crash with entrapment and a car overturning several times off the right side of the interstate and is now in a ditch. So please be careful with this eastbound 70 crash after Sam Jones Expressway. Traffic stops at Holt Road to the south split on eastbound 70. Speaking of Hancock County, bad delay after Mount Comfort Road for about 3.5 miles. That's between Mount Comfort and State Road 9. I'm using US 40 instead. Eastbound 465 stop and go traffic from Westfield Boulevard to Allisonville Road. Inbound 65, 8-minute delay, MLK to Meridian Penn. Traffic sponsored by True Green. True Green. Get a golf course quality lawn for less than you think. Sign up at truegreen.com. That's TRU. Green.com. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
We are generally clear and quiet for our Thursday evening. Low temperature around 52 degrees. We'll be all the way up near 80 by Friday afternoon under partly cloudy skies, but a lot of wind and storms in the evening. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Renner Suiters for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here. We'll go straight to the hotline and bring on Senator Jim Banks from the great state of Indiana. Senator, I hope you didn't DVR the game. I don't want to spoil it for you, but IU, your alma mater, lost to Oregon in the first round of the Big Ten tournament. As a senator, are you able to stop down and pay attention to stuff like that? I mean, I know you're a sports fan. I know you pay attention to IU basketball and football, but were you able to watch any of that today? Are you going to watch any of March Madness at all?
I was in a committee hearing during the game, but I had the game up on my phone in front of me, so I was following it closely. And frankly, I'm supposed to be at the Big Ten tournament today and tomorrow, and I'm in Washington, D.C., because we're waiting on the Democrats to come to the table to pass the spending bill to keep the government open and avoid a government shutdown. So that's my priority, but I wish I was in Indianapolis. This would be the third or fourth year in a row I've made it to the Big Ten tournament, in Chicago, Minneapolis. It's always best when it's in Indianapolis. So glad Indy gets to host the tournament. I'm bummed and disappointed about the Hoosiers, but next year we'll begin a new chapter, a new coach, and I'm looking forward to that.
So you bring up the big vote, the government shutdown, as it's known as. What's the latest? What are we hearing?
Well, no real movement. That we're sitting around the Senate right now. We're voting on confirmations. We've confirmed all of the president's cabinet. Now we're confirming agency heads and undersecretaries, and we've gotten down to that level. And I'm not one to brag about the Senate working hard, because that's sort of relative and laughable that you would brag about that. But this is the first time since 2009 that the Senate has been in session for 10 weeks in a row, working all night long. And the whole point of that is to get President Trump's team confirmed. But then in the meantime, government's going to shut down tomorrow night if Democrats don't get their act together and come to the table and help us pass a continuing resolution that funds the government. And that's hilarious to me, because of the hypocrisy of these Democrats.
Yes.
For all of the 8 years that I've been here, they scream and yell and whine about Republicans not voting to go along with keeping the government open. And I always vote against those CRs that bloat the government. But this time, we don't have any time to waste. We need to keep the government open, support President Trump's agenda. President Trump has pushed us to pass this spending bill that would fund the government for another 6 months until the end of the fiscal year. And the Democrats are all voting. Every Democrat in the House but one voted against it. Every Republican but one voted for it. The House did what we call it jamming the Senate. So they passed it in the House and they left town, which is a smart maneuver on their part, because then that puts the responsibility in the Senate's hands to pass it, keep the government open. But the Democrats Chuck Schumer and the Democrats are threatening to close down the government. And they're going to eat all of their words over the last several years in the process about how bad government shutdowns are. If you just play those clips back to them. It shows how hypocritical they are. Fund the government, do your job, and then let's move on and pass the rest of the president's agenda.
And I know you don't want to speak for Donald Trump. Here's what I'm kind of extrapolating from all this. I think that Donald Trump is saying, look, get this done for me now. Put up with these tariffs. Everybody's going to come at you with these, everything I want to do, but down the road, this is going to be beneficial for Americans. I feel like that's kind of what Donald Trump is conveying. I'm not sure if he's getting the messaging across as well as maybe some people would like. Do you feel like that's what this is right now? Get this done for me now, and this will be beneficial for Americans in the long run.
Yeah, and President Trump knows that he doesn't want a government shutdown on his watch. Yes. Republicans don't want a government shutdown when we're in the majority. But the Democrats are holding us hostage. I mean, the rules are different between the House and the Senate. In the House, the spending bill passes with a majority vote. In the Senate, it takes 60 votes, which means that we need 7 or 8 Democrats to vote with us to pass the spending bill forward. And hopefully that's going to happen later tonight or tomorrow morning before the government shuts down tomorrow. But you're talking about the tariffs, the reciprocal tariffs, the steel tariffs, which are really good for Indiana, by the way, because we're the top steel state in the country, and then bringing back our manufacturing jobs. The big announcement about the Honda Civics and the big announcements. What $1.7 trillion in new investments that have been announced in the last 50 days that Donald Trump has been president. I mean, that's significant. By the way, last month was the first month in almost 2 years that American-born citizens saw job growth more than foreign-born citizens. So think about that for a minute. I mean, that's an example of the America First Trump agenda in action. That's working. That's creating jobs for Americans. That putting America first. So,
and it's manufacturing jobs too, Senator. It's manufacturing jobs. It's things like that, and government jobs went down. I think if you ask most people who voted for Donald Trump, would you like to hear that on your jobs report that comes out each month? Government jobs go down, manufacturing go up. People would sign up for that in a heartbeat.
That's exactly right. And we saw inflation numbers this week go down. We saw the prices of eggs and other groceries go down this week. So there is a lot of good news in the midst of all of it. President Trump talks about disruption. And, some people might call it short-term pain for long-term gain for our country. I really believe it. I believe what the president is doing with these tariffs and, the DOGE effort, cutting wasteful spending and cutting down on the size and scope of the federal government. It's a lot that's been packed into 50 days, and we got, almost 4 years left of President Trump. President Trump reminds me every day, reminds Republicans every day, we cannot afford to waste a day, any day that we have to get things done to get this country on the right track to set us up for this golden age of America that hopefully will be for a long time to come.
We're chatting with Senator Jim Banks here on the Hammer and Nigel show. Senator, here in Indy, there was a story that kind of went viral. There was a picture of ICE agents that were basically looking into a car. There may or may not have been like a taser pointed at some individuals that ICE was targeting to leave. Of course, places like the Indy Star and Channel 13 made this to look like ICE is the total bad guys here. We later found out, that these two dudes had pretty interesting backstories, and there's a reason why they were targeted. From your perspective, what are you seeing with ICE and specifically the big story nationwide where this Columbia University student who may or may not be the leader of all these pro-Hamas, anti-Israel protests might be deported? I'm just curious as to what you're seeing with ICE right now, and what are you hearing?
Yeah, there's nothing controversial about this. I mean, these two Honduran illegal criminals in Indianapolis, there's nothing controversial about this to me and most Hoosiers. It might be controversial to the left-wing hacks at the Indianapolis Star, but it's not controversial to the rest of Indiana to get these criminals off of our street and deport them back to where they came from, detain them, get them out of our country. And unfortunately, ICE is going to run out of money. A government shutdown would be bad for ICE, but they're also going to run out of the money that it takes to deport the 10 million plus illegals, and then starting with the violent criminals who are in this country illegally, like these two guys. So that there's nothing controversial about it. And then you got the student who's here on I think a green card, this Mahmoud, who led the anti-Semitic protest at Columbia University. Deport this guy. Take his green card away. If he's the guy leading anti-Semitic protests on a college campus, and is promoting anti-Americanism on a college campus on a green card, he's not a citizen on a green card, then revoke it. And that's the seriousness that President Trump is bringing to his administration. First 50 days, a lot more of this to come. I support all of it.
And finally, before we let you go, Senator Jim Banks here on the Hammer and Nigel Show. What is Tyler's Law?
Yeah, this is a bill that's important to me because I'm sure you guys are the same. I travel the state of Indiana, and I've met too many moms and family members who have lost a loved one to a fentanyl poisoning. Of course, all that fentanyl coming over our wide open border on Joe Biden's watch. This is why we have to secure the border. But there's a lot of fentanyl in this country, and we should do more to require emergency rooms to screen for fentanyl, especially in children who come into emergency rooms. And in this case, this is a bipartisan bill. And Senator from California, Democrat Senator from California, joined me in introducing this bill this week. And it's named after Tyler, who was a 19-year-old that died in California of fentanyl poisoning. And I've talked to his mom, and we're working with his mom to not just honor her son, but do something that I think will impact, show the country that we can do more to stop fentanyl poisonings around the country. So it's personal because every community in Indiana I've been to, I meet somebody that's been affected by the drug epidemic and fentanyl, and there's so much more that we can do to stop it.
And Senator, I love this because we mentioned this earlier in the show. Nigel and I have been fortunate enough to be friends with a lot of families who have lost loved ones, whether it's because of line of duty with law enforcement or the fentanyl crisis. And it's so important for these families to have the name of their loved one live on, that they're not forgotten. That's so important to these families. And that's why I think this Tyler's Law is really cool.
Yeah, it's just the beginning. I'm going to work on a lot of issues like this to address fentanyl, and we have to block it at the border, but the drug epidemic in this country is real. I see it in Indiana. We got to do more to help treatment in our communities, and in this case, Tyler's Law would work with hospitals and emergency rooms to provide the screening that's needed to find it, to stop it, to save kids who have been affected by it, and hopefully save a lot of lives in the process.
Senator Jim Banks, he's just like us. He doesn't pay attention in meetings, and he's watching the IU game. Senator, we appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
You got it. All right, Matt Baer is standing by in the WIBC Traffic Center.
Eastbound 70 stopped after Mount Comfort Road for several miles, and I would use US 40 instead. On the southeast side, it is a vehicle fire going southbound. Going eastbound, 465 at Arlington Avenue, just shy of Arlington Avenue. Right now, the left lane is blocked and traffic is stop and go well past 31 to Harding Street for a delay time of 26 minutes. Bad crash on the west side. This is eastbound 70 after Sam Jones Expressway. And right now, two right lanes are blocked. Scanner traffic reports that a car hit a utility pole and then overturned several times and is now in a ditch off the right side of the interstate. Traffic sponsored by 5-Hour Energy. Daylight savings time is here. Losing 1 hour of sleep. 5-Hour Energy has your solution. Limited edition 1-hour energy shots. A tiny version to help you conquer the time change. Visit 5hourenergy.com/DST for more. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
All right, YouTube, where are you guys at? Been a slow day on the YouTube chat. We need 26 people to hit like, to give us a thumbs up. That gets us to 100. I know it's a beautiful day. I know there are basketball games on TV, but come on, YouTube. Step your game up a little bit now. Come on, chat. We need 76 badass Americans to give us a thumbs up. That gets us to 100. Right now, sunshine 75 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Are you okay with this? Next.
Lots of questions about Social Security, like when is the right time to file for Social Security. A lot to think about, considering that Social Security might be running out of money. You also need to think about the tax hit on your benefits. We're talking IRAs, 401k withdrawals. Finally, you got to consider your spousal benefits as well. If you don't think about all these things, if you don't check up on all these things, you could leave a lot of money on the table when it comes to filing for Social Security.
Get the most out of your Social Security. It's your money. Get the most out of it with a free and customized Social Security analysis with Bill Demery. Based in Indy, Bill Demery is your retirement guy. Call him right now and get that free analysis. 317-648-5120. 317-648-5120. Bill Demery, 317-648-5120.
This is the most exciting time of the year, and we want you to go all the way, even if your team doesn't. March on, Indiana, in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Shop any of Hubler's 13 locations and choose from over 2,000 vehicles, including Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. All makes, all models, certified vehicles, luxury vehicles, even the hard-to-find ones. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, plus a 128-point vehicle inspection, and a free Carfax history report. Hubler's got you covered. Busted brackets not included. For over 2,000 vehicles, visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 locations.
Hubler's got you covered. Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Hey, it's Rob for Universal Windows Direct. Tax season is here, and what better way to reinvest in your home than with brand new energy-efficient windows? During Universal Windows Direct's Tax Time Sale, you can save big while making your home more comfortable and energy efficient. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and there's no limit. And here's something that will make your wallet even happier. Pay no interest until 2030. That's right, no interest for the next 6 years, making it easier than ever to afford the quality windows your home needs. But wait, there's more. This month only, Universal Windows Direct is giving you an extra $500 off your home improvement project. Whether you need a few windows or a full home upgrade, this bonus savings makes now the perfect time to act. Now, some restrictions may apply, so call today for your free in-home estimate. 317-659-7574. 317-659-7574. UniversalWindowsDirect.com. Tell them Rob sent you.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down, get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Need air conditioning service and want to work with a local company you can trust like B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical? Find that independent American Standard Air dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
Are you really okay with this?
Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah!
So 2 guys were kicked out of a swanky karaoke bar, if there is such a thing, for what management calls intentionally ruining the evening of the other guests. Take a listen to what the two guys did to get kicked out, and we'll find out if Hammer is okay with it.
Hi, I'm Sarah McLaughlin. Will you be an angel for a helpless animal? Every day, innocent animals are abused, beaten, and neglected, and they're crying out for help. Please, call the number on your screen with a monthly gift right now. For just $18 a month, only 60 cents a day, you'll help rescue animals from their abusers and provide medical care, food, shelter, and love.
Okay.
They got kicked out for that. Are you okay with this?
No, I'm not. They're trying to help animals, Nige. One guy was singing a Sarah McLaughlin song, and it sounded just like Sarah. And the other guy was reading the script like those horrible commercials where you're about to watch a dog get the needle. So, look, I'm okay with that. I think those guys are fine. I don't think they should have been kicked out. I bet it probably wasn't the worst performance of the night. Now, I read up a little bit more on this, and I guess this swanky karaoke bar, this is where like people take it real seriously, right? Up and coming like Nashville stars and people who feel like they're waiting for that big break. And then here come two dudes up there. One guy singing Sarah McLaughlin, the other one's reading the word for word copy about how you can help an animal in distress.
A popular gamer broke a world record by beating the original Super Mario Brothers game on Nintendo in just over 4 minutes and 54 seconds. It happened in January. Guinness just made it official.
Oh my God! Yes! Yes! It's over! It's finally over! Oh my God! I did it! I did it!
Are you okay with this?
Dude,
4 minutes and 54 seconds? Yeah. Dude, I used to stay up all night trying to beat that game.
I couldn't wait to get home from school to play. Yeah.
4 minutes and 54 seconds. That's awesome. Good for him. I wish he had a girlfriend to impress with that, but absolutely good for him. Real quick, Nige, since we're talking about classic video games, I pulled the audio of 3 classic games.
Okay.
See if you can identify the game. Okay? Soundbite number 1.
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man, that's right. 1 for 1.
Pac-Man, yeah.
Soundbite number 2.
Defender.
Allison, do you know? No, not Defender.
Is it the space one where they're shooting the lasers and hitting the...
Centipede. We were looking for Centipede.
Wow.
Last but not least, number 3.
The grand qualifier.
Pole position.
Pole position.
There we go.
That muffled voice. Prepare to qualify. All right, coming up next, Rob Kendall's going to flip out and go off the rails. Right now, Chris Davis has the news.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
Justice delayed? Well, not really. A clear night expected, but 24 hours from now, that's expected to be a lot different with storms and some of them strong. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. A murder investigation doesn't always end with an arrest right away. In the case of Yolanda Shields, it's taken several months. She was murdered August 4th on North Shadeland. Police arrested Wesley Clark Jr. Wednesday. He was indicted this week in her murder. When storm sirens are tested again in Marion County tomorrow morning, Emergency Management Director Jacob Spence says they'll be looking for results different from what happened when the sirens did not go off during the statewide tornado drill this week.
We receive a report immediately from the system saying that stuff worked or didn't work, and then we also receive a follow-up report from the vendor. The vendor's always monitoring our system as well as every other system that they have.
You will likely hear those sirens for 1 minute tomorrow. If you have investments, they took another beating today. Wall Street closing with the S&P just over 10% off its record close, causing an official market correction. At the closing bell, the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell by 537 points to 40,813. S&P lost 77 points, and the Nasdaq dropped by 345. A ceasefire in the Russia-Ukraine war could be close. Russian President Putin said today during a press briefing that his country agrees in principle with the ceasefire plan that Ukraine agreed to earlier this week. Putin says, though, that the ceasefire needs to lead to an enduring peace and should remove the root causes of the crisis. The Trump administration is being ordered to immediately reinstate some of the federal workers who were fired. A federal judge in California says last month's firing of probationary employees from 6 federal agencies was against the law. The judge says in his ruling that it is a sad day when our government would fire some good employees and say it was based on performance when they know good and well that's a lie. Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, Chris, looking at inbound 65 stop and go traffic from MLK to Meridian Penn, and eastbound 70 jammed up as well from Tibbs Avenue to the South Split. That is a 13-minute delay. Bad crash on the east side, eastbound 70 after Sam Jones Expressway, just on the right shoulder. Now a car rolled after hitting a utility pole. South side, what a mess. Eastbound 465 first, a vehicle fired. Arlington Avenue has the left lane blocked. A stall before 465 has the center lane blocked. Right now, traffic is stopped on eastbound 465 from I-69 over to Arlington Avenue. Delay time at 59 minutes. Northeast side, eastbound 465 stop and go traffic. Westfield Boulevard over to Allisonville Road. Westbound 465 load is slow. Meridian past Michigan Road. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at bwindow.com. Get $850 off per patio or entry door and $400 off per window plus 2.99% financing. B Window, proud to be employee owned. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
We are generally clear and quiet for our Thursday evening. Low temperature around 52 degrees. We'll be all the way up near 80 by Friday afternoon under partly cloudy skies, but a lot of wind and storms in the evening. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Renner Sutis for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
And now, Hammer and Nigel go off the rails with Rob Kendall.
Noise pollution.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there, also joining us live in studio to go off the rails. It's Rob Kendall from the Kendall and Casey Show. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks as always to our segment sponsor, the fabulous Garage Doors of Indianapolis.
What are the logistics for Monday, your live broadcast before the property tax rally? You're inside right outside the Lieutenant Governor's office, and anybody could go to that, right?
That's correct. We're going to broadcast live. Casey and I right by the pig right there outside the Lieutenant Governor's office.
Joy Behar's going to be there? Wow.
Can't say Rosie anymore, right? She's gone. There's a giant pig outside Lieutenant Governor's office.
What's the pig? Oh, because of the agriculture angle for the Lieutenant Governor.
Not because of all the pork the Republicans are loading into our bills, Rob?
It's good stuff right there. So 9 to noon, and then there's a huge open space next to Lieutenant Governor's office where we will broadcast. That is technically the third floor of the State House, and then we'll do the rally at 1 p.m.
So,
Hammer's emceeing.
Where's the rally? Is it outside or is it inside?
It's inside.
Okay.
In the State House, right outside Lieutenant Governor's office. There's a big open space. I think that, what is that? Technically, is at the north end of the property there, and you'll see it. Just look for all the people with the green shirts right outside Lieutenant Governor's office. 1 p.m. Hammer's emceeing. We got Micah that's going to speak. We got some state reps that are going to speak. Some local government people are going to speak. Casey and I will speak. And then we're closing it down. We got a big special guest to close it down.
And I heard you're not partnering, but there's a local tavern or somebody that's involved.
Loch Millers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What are they doing? How are they supporting you guys?
In honor of the tax rally, no tax on St. Patrick's Day. They're at Loch Millers.
Shut up.
Yeah,
are you serious?
Yeah. So
that's great.
I mean, you gotta buy your food, right? But whatever is it 9% is the food and beverage tax here in Indianapolis?
Is it that much?
Yeah. It's 7%, and then they get the Mr. Irsay couldn't be buying his own stadium, Nigel. I mean, come on.
So, how important is this tax rally? Like, if you get a lot of people there, will anything change? Or if very few people show up, will anything change?
Yeah, yes, it's a big deal. And Andrew Ireland said this, and Micah said this. And look, the people in the State House are rooting for this thing to fail because the narrative changes over time. Because initially the narrative for years was, oh, nobody listens, and then we're number one every month, so they can't say that anymore. So now the narrative is, well, people listen, but that's just because it's there. What else are they going to listen to? They don't believe we can mobilize. They think our people are lazy. They think they're apathetic, and they think they will.
When you say mobilize, you're talking about the way that the teachers do when they protest down there. They all wear red. They show up in bunches. Some of them may go gamble at the winner's circle.
Sure.
Rob and I saw that, but that's all right. But they mobilize and they show up. They don't think people who are ticked off about property tax rally that usually vote R on their ballot are going to do that.
Yeah, and that's why we got to be there. You got to, if you can do it, if you can get off work, if you can do it during your lunch hour, if you can rearrange your day. I know it's a hassle. I know it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, but it's St. Patrick's Day, though. I think that's different. I think that works. Hammer, do you think that works to his advantage?
I do.
Because people take St. Patrick's Day seriously and they take it off. And they're going to be partying hard all weekend. Maybe they take Monday off anyway just because they're hungover from the weekend. Or maybe they're down here already celebrating actual St. Patrick's Day.
Or maybe they get extended lunch hour because you could do that. It's just a 1 hour event, right?
Yeah, and we'll be out of there by 2. We're not going to take up your whole day. Then you can go to Loch Millers and get a tax-free beer, right? Yeah, look, this is a huge deal because with what we saw yesterday, you realize there is no plan. Everything is still on the table. You can get just about anything or you could lose just about everything because what we saw yesterday in that property tax hearing, these people are clueless on what they want to do.
So Nigel was out yesterday. We had Jerry Lopez filling in, but you called in at 5 o'clock. And we let everybody know that we couldn't wait until Off the Rails on Thursday to address the morons over at the Indiana State House.
Oh, no.
Now, I thought once the House got this, Rob, all right, I'm optimistic. Braun was optimistic. I'm optimistic. I think there are some good, smart people on the House side. I thought they would be able to give us something of note. But what you told us yesterday was even worse than what the Senate did. What was it?
So if you can close your eyes and picture this scenario, okay? And now if you're driving, if you're in a motorized cart of some sort, don't keep your eyes open. But for the purpose of this exercise, close your eyes and picture this scenario I'm going to lay out for you. Are you right? Are you ready?
My eyes are closed.
A man from China who speaks no English gets on a boat.
Yes.
He takes the boat to the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
The Chinese man who speaks no English then is provided a motorized carriage of some sort by which he can drive across the country to the Indiana State House.
I can see it.
The Chinese man who speaks no English then arrives at the State House and right before entering the State House drops some LSD.
Oh, okay.
That Chinese man who speaks no English and only speaks Chinese, who has just dropped LSD, then sits in front of the Tax Ways and Means Committee and gives a presentation.
And that would have made more sense than anything we heard yesterday.
That presentation would be more coherent than what Jeff Thompson did yesterday.
Who?
Jeff Thompson.
All right, what
the
did he
head
say?
of Ways and Means.
Could you interpret what he said at the very least? Can you dumb it down? You can't even dumb it down?
Neither could anyone else.
Now, you are Mr. Tax Relief. Like, you read through these 85, 90-page bills for sport, and even you were like, this is word salad, this is garbage.
Yeah, Nikki Kelly, who for the Indiana Capital Chronicle, who's covered this for 25 years. She was on our show today. She goes, I don't know. I don't have any idea. It was nonsensical gobbledygook. He was asked by J.D. Prescott directly. Now, J.D.'s very nice, but J.D. said, bro, English. Like, what are you saying? Where is the tax cut for the people? And as I did yesterday on the show, he went, there is none. He finally admitted then there is no tax decrease for most people. There is tax increases. Your property taxes continue to go up.
Wait, hold on.
What?
So the whole point of what Mike Braun is trying to accomplish is property tax relief. And you're telling me that this dude in the House is going to make it increase?
Now, I know you guys had the big Hammer and Nigel song competition going on, and I know Insane in the Ukraine.
Cocaine in the Ukraine.
Cocaine in the Ukraine was the big winner. Jeff Thompson, his slogan was decrease the increase. That's what you're getting. You're getting a decrease in future increases, and they call that savings in the House Ways and Means.
Okay, so that's the best way of explaining what he was trying to do.
That's it.
That's what Hawksett does with the murder rate. Well, we didn't set an all-time record. I guess some of us know what we're doing around here.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, and people are just, and you know it's bad because these Ways and Means people on this tax committee are just, you can just see the video of them. They're staring at him. There is this Egyptian hieroglyphics. What language are... It was as if Doc Brown from Back to the Future minus the lab coat was up there going, Marty, we got to have tax reform by midnight. Like, what are you doing, man?
And I mean this with all due respect, but if a nerd like you doesn't have any idea what these people are talking about, and if some of these other nerds over at the Indiana State House have no idea what this dude's talking about, all I know is that we're getting screwed.
Oh, you're getting screwed bad. The Senate Bill 1 is actually a much better bill, if you can fathom that, than what this guy threw out yesterday.
And property taxes weren't going away. It's not like we were going back to the 1921 level. It was 2021.
Yeah, so that's what Monday's all about, 1 p.m. at the State House. If you're pissed off that these lawmakers, I mean, look at the two guys that are writing our tax codes. We've got Sleepy McGee Holdman, who every time he appears in front of this committee looks like he just got awakened from a noon nap, and he's annoyed that he has to be there. And Jeff Thompson, who a Chinese-speaking man on LSD was more coherent than what we heard yesterday. Those are your tax writers in the state of Indiana. No wonder you're getting screwed.
And again, we'll hit this up here again before we let you go, but the rally is Monday. Your show starts at 9, but the rally starts at 1.
That's correct. You can come to both. Hammer's emceeing. Nigel will get you some green. It'll be a great day at the State
Man,
House.
we're going to bring some energy. Like, if you think I get a little out of control with these fuel games, get ready, Bal. We're going to have a good time at the State House.
And that's the thing. This is a protest. We're pissed off, but we're going to have fun with this, man. We're going to have, they were talking about, so many people are going to show up. They said, well, maybe we should move it outdoors. And we said, oh, no. We want those lawmakers to hear us.
Yes.
They won't hear us if we're outside. We'll make it work. People will stand shoulder to shoulder. We'll go up the stairs. It'll be fine.
Come back for one more segment.
Yeah, let's do it.
Going off the rails with Rob Kendall. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
What a day.
You're working too hard.
We're both working too hard with even less to show for it.
What's this?
It's the bills for Tracy's procedure.
This is outrageous.
I know. And Mom just said her prescriptions went up again.
How can working people afford this?
These medical bills are crushing our finances, and these hospitals and insurance groups are making record profits.
You know, I read Indiana has the 9th highest healthcare costs in the nation, and prescription drug costs are out of control.
That's why I voted for Mike Braun. He has a plan to reform Indiana's broken healthcare system. Braun's plan calls for billing transparency, increased access, and lower costs for all Hoosiers.
I hear you. It's good to know help is on the way. Mike Braun's plan will offer real relief for our family budget.
Sign the petition for Braun's healthcare plan at HoosierHope.org. Join Mike Braun's fight for healthcare reform today. Paid for by HoosierHope.org.
Thinking about selling your house, but you got some reservations. Maybe you want guaranteed no-hassle home sale, but don't want to give up the hard-earned equity to do it. Mark Dietel, real estate expert, is your guy. How about Greg in Franklin? He had a tenant move out of his investment property, and he was ready to sell that investment property. Heard about Mark Dietel on our show. 15 days on the market, had a cash offer on the property, fast, easy, and profitable.
Here's what separates Mark Dietel from the competition. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and mutually agreed upon deadline, or he will buy it. That's right, he will buy it. You pick the move date, no long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. This is what makes Mark Dietel the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Call him today, 317-755-4232, or go to markdeedle.com. Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdeedle.com.
Garage Doors of Indianapolis has been a local, family-owned and operated business for nearly 50 years and helps keep central Indiana's economy strong by employing over 70 families. Garage Doors of Indianapolis stands by their products and services while they share and embrace our conservative values. So when you have garage door problems, call them today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis, 875-4577, 875-4577, or visit doorstoday.com.
During tax season, your info travels lots of places you can't control.
W-2 arriving from payroll platform 3.
Everything criminals need to steal your identity is on your W-2.
Last call for accountant and home office, 1 minute.
LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second.
Tax preparation data centers with service to IRS. All aboard.
If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
I'll say this. There are no entries in the Hoops Fan Hall of Fame who didn't show up to the game. Yes, you in the back.
Professor, March Madness is coming to Indianapolis. Are we ready?
You prepared to bring the fight? Give it 110 from tip to the final buzzer? Oh, you're ready. The NCAA Sweet 16 and Elite 8, March 28th and 30th in Indianapolis. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/MBB tickets. Class dismissed.
Thinning hair? This year, grow your hair back like I did. Call 317-522-2995 or visit WeGrowHairIndy.com.
Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Never miss your favorite shows on WIBC. Get your content to go. Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, Tony Kennett, The Gun Guy, Home and Garden. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Matt Bear has a look at the roads.
Yeah, Hammer, Hancock County, eastbound 70 stop from Mount Comfort Road for several miles. Peel off of Mount Comfort Road and use US 40 instead to get to Greenfield from Indy. South side, eastbound 465, that's a vehicle fire, Arlington Avenue. And right now, the left lane is blocked. Traffic is stopped all the way back to I-69. Delay time at 51 minutes. Inbound 65, stop and go traffic. From the White River Bridge down to Meridian Penn, an 11-minute delay. Eastbound 70, jammed up coming into downtown from Tibbs Avenue into the South Split, a 16-minute delay. Looking at northbound 465, northwest side, stop and go 79 to 865. Westbound 465, a grind from 31 past to Michigan Road. And eastbound 465, slow roll off Keystone Avenue over to Allisonville Road. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at bwindow.com. Get $850 off per patio or entry door and $400 off per window, plus 2.99% financing. B Window. Proud to be employee owned. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Right now, it is absolutely beautiful. Clear skies, sunshine, and 74 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center at 93 WIBC. Back with Rob Kendall from the Kendall and Casey Show, 9 to noon here at 93 WIBC. So I mentioned the other day that I'm a little tired already of seeing Pam Bondi do all of these interviews on Fox. I was promised Kash Patel was going to come out swinging, right? And I was excited for it. I was hoping that this would be the case. He'd come out day one and bada bing, bada boom, you get an indictment and you get an indictment. It's been pretty slow, Rob.
You remember the Charlie Brown with the football?
Yeah.
And,
yes.
They put the football
He'd always
down.
want to kick the football, and Lucy would always hike it back, and poor Charlie would fall down.
Yeah.
I hate Lucy.
Well, this is what this is. It's the Republicans are this way on everything, whether it's this Epstein stuff or whether it's the spending or the inflation. I don't know why anybody votes for most of these people. I mean, I don't understand. They do it to you every single time. Why would you think this time would be any?
Is there a case to be made? You're talking about the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, FBI Director Kash Patel. Is there a case to be made that maybe Bondi is going through this case by case and making sure all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed before she just lets the floodgates open.
You know what that is? You know what that is, Nigel? It's the people who are in the cult who think the spaceship is coming, and so they give all their money to the cult leader, and then the day comes where the spaceship doesn't show up, and the cult leader's like, well, I misinterpreted the scripture. It's clearly coming in another month. Everyone just sit tight. It'll be fine. No! They promised day one. If you can't do it day one, you don't make the promise. And what day are we on now?
Like, 30? I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt right now because we're only barely a month into it, and it took them forever to confirm cash. Fine, but I want to start seeing some action because I was promised action early on. Those were their words, not mine. If Pam Bondi said, listen, it's so broken back here, it's so corrupt, this may take a little while. Just be patient, and we're going to be all right. But that's not what any of these people said.
Wait, so we're led to believe that the Attorney General and the FBI Director can't get this supposed Epstein list. The reality is the list never existed. Most of this stuff...
No, the list exists, but for whatever reason, they're not putting it out there.
Well, okay, then that's even worse.
Because Leaking Lion James Comey's daughter, for whatever reason, as a prosecutor against Ghislaine Maxwell, demanded that it be sealed up. Now, I'm no lawyer, I'm no Matlock here, but the prosecution should want that out there. She ordered it sealed.
Well, okay, then that's even worse. I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt that Trump was just using this as some campaign thing and it doesn't really exist. It's even worse if you genuinely think the list exists, right? That they're not putting this out there. They made this promise. It was a campaign issue. They've never produced this list. They're not going to produce the list. And this is what Republicans do. They lie. This is why I've largely just stopped voting for Republicans because they don't deliver on anything.
Got 30 seconds left here. We have a podcast out. New one, Degenerates Next Door.
Nice.
You screwed me.
Uh-oh. I did not screw you. All right, let Nige be the referee here. Go ahead.
Okay, so I took on the Let's Get Nuts segment because it was plus money that there'll be a hole-in-one on 17, which is the famous hole at Sawgrass.
Yeah, we were texting about that,
yesterday.
Like plus 175, right?
Yeah, there were 2 holes in one.
Yeah.
And then today, a guy hit the ball in the water and then hit the ball into the hole, and Hammer has voided all of those.
Well, the tournament didn't start until today.
Thank you. I noticed conveniently Rob didn't say there were 2 holes in one in practice yesterday. Like, when I bet a Tyrese Halliburton three-point prop, I don't get credit for the stuff he makes in warm-ups.
And so what happened today already?
Well, a guy hit it in the water, and then he hit it in the hole.
Okay.
So it was a 2. Hole in one. It's 3 words. He got it in 2.
Well, what?
No.
So what did FanDuel, is that, are they not giving you today's?
Well, no. I expect Hammer to be better than FanDuel.
He wanted to do a victory lap on the show.
I need that liberal judge that's making the DOC do the sex assignment surgery. I mean, I was hoping for that sort of,
You're the Washington Wizards. You want to win so bad, you're begging for it. What's coming up on the big show?
Well, we got a big announcement for the property tax rally tomorrow. Huge guest is going to join us. We'll make it tomorrow.
David Lee Roth. Can you imagine?
Incredible.
That'd be incredible, actually.
That would be show.
Special thanks to
Garage George of Indianapolis. You guys are the best.
He's off the rails. That's Rob Kendall. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
When is the right time to file for Social Security? It's a tough decision these days because you need to consider a lot of things. You need to consider the tax hit on your benefits and your IRA and your 401k withdrawals and your spousal benefits. So if you don't think about all these things, you're not considering all these things at once, you could leave a lot of money on the table. That's your money. You don't want to make a mistake. That's why you need Bill Demery.
If you've saved more than $200,000 but have not yet filed for Social Security, schedule that free analysis right now by calling Bill Demery, your retirement guy. It's free. It's customized for you. All you have to do is set it up. 317-648-5120. 317-648-5120. Bill Demery, your retirement guy. 317-648-5120.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 765-545-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Good times are always in stock at Crown Liquors and have been since 1989. For a limited time, get throwback pricing. Svedka vodka half gallons are only $9.99. Jack Daniel's 750s only $17.99. Don Julio Reposado only $39.99. Josh Seller's Cab only $12.99. And Mayomi Pinot Noir only $15.99. Pick up ice cold 12 packs of 16-ounce Bud Miller Coors Family only $14.99. Huge savings on top sellers at Crown Liquors.
During tax season, your info travels lots of places you can't control.
W-2 arriving from payroll platform 3.
Everything criminals need to steal your identity is on your W-2.
Last call for accountant and home office. 1 minute.
LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second.
Tax preparation data centers with service to IRS. All aboard.
If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Hey folks, Scott Wilson here from Wilson Farm Market. Even in winter, we're bringing you the best in farm fresh flavors. Stop in for our fresh salad bar, hot and crispy wing bar, and a cheese selection that is second to none. Got a sweet tooth? Our homemade pies, creamy fudge, and old-fashioned candy will hit the spot. Come see us on US 31 just north of Carmel. We're open every day 9 to 6. At Wilson Farm Market, we're all about fresh, local, and delicious. See you soon.
Technology Recyclers is the safe and ethical choice for your computer and electronics recycling. R2 certified, 100% landfill free, guaranteed destruction of data, and absolutely free pickups. Visit tech-recyclers.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text ENERGY to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text ENRGY to 42424. That's ENERGY to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Marek Mazurek. The Noble County Convention and Visitors Bureau has launched an initiative designed to bring more accessibility and inclusivity to sites throughout the county for people with disabilities. Bridging Barriers is starting with a survey of those who manage sites